Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pop Block here on Watchman Network. I'm your host, and I take excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only Watchman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello. Hello, Edward. How's it going? How are you?
It's going good, everybody. We're just going to be upfront with you. It's been a slow week for Nintendo news. We know the state of play happened, which was good. You know, they got games coming.
Here's the thing. I didn't know there was a state of play because I haven't been keeping up with anything at all for the last 2 weeks. It's been so crazy. But also, I don't care about PlayStation. So,
I mean, I care about PlayStation. It was a good state of play. I will say, with the games that's coming, I think it was good that Sony showed something that's coming to the platform, first party and third party, and for PSVR. Really, just a really good balance kind of showcase. I don't think it hit harder than the developer direct in a sense. I think there was something about the developer direct that for Xbox that's just like really seemed appealing, and I think it's because the lack of games that's coming to Xbox first party wise. We now have dates, and a lot of people are excited for the developers in the way that was presented. But like I said, the state of play was good though. So if you guys haven't seen it, I do recommend go checking it out. We know Nintendo is quiet. I know everybody say there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct, definitely with the Nintendo Direct in April. At this point in time, I think it's good that Nintendo is kind of quiet for a while, until it gets ready for Switch 2. Because when Switch 2 Direct happens, there's gonna be so much news and so many games being talked about.
We're gonna have to go back to Power Block twice a week.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Shoot,
man.
with an EXP probably in one up, just because, dude, there's gonna be so much hypotheticals and possibilities, and with the games that are shown and are announced, the reactions, it's gonna be a big one just for us here at Boss Rush. And I think that's why we're hoping that if they do bring it to PAX East, we gotta try our best to get our hands on it, just to get the feel of the system, talk about some of the games, and be able to report on it. Because man, it looks like Nintendo could be Nintendo's year. But at this point, I'm rooting more for Xbox than Nintendo for right now. Go ahead, Corey.
I mean, it's gonna be at the end of the year, everybody's going to be talking about Switch 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6. Those are the two major things people are going to be talking about, right? I mean, I don't see anything else like taking over either of those games, right? Just in terms of the conversation. I mean, I don't care about Grand Theft Auto 6 really. Like, I'm not itching to go get it day one, right? But like, I'm kind of ready for Switch 2, to be honest. I'm ready for this reveal. It's not coming soon enough. Although a lot of games are like, yeah, our game's coming to Switch now. And it's like, oh, okay, well, cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are waiting for the game reveals. Like, what's going to be the launch lineup? Who's going to be the supporting developers? Because I think we already know Square Enix going to be there, Capcom, Ubisoft, Konami's going to be there. Team Net, like Koei Tecmo, Bandai Namco is going to be there. Like, all the Japanese studios are going to be there. Xbox is leading right now for the American divisions. Like, Xbox is leading as for number one, supporting them. It's probably going to still be 2K and some of the other developers here. And some of the PC developers. I wouldn't be surprised now if Baldur's Gate 3 show up on Switch 2 as a launch lineup. That probably would be shocking.
I mean,
if that happens.
If the Switch 2 is in line with the Steam Deck, which by all, in terms of like the rumors, it is a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck, right? Like, and Baldur's Gate runs on the Steam Deck. I don't see why it wouldn't run on the Switch 2. Except that like maybe Larian has already moved on to their next game, right? And maybe they just it's going to be too old at that point. Not that not that old games don't come to Nintendo, you know, uh, but you know what
But
I
they
mean.
probably have somebody else like Panic Button or someone doing the port, or some whoever does PC ports.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably be an interesting thing to see. Be like, who would be doing if there's any PC ports and stuff? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know we just got news that System Shock 2, the 25th anniversary edition, like the remaster, is
Mm-hmm.
coming to Switch. Like they changed the name, so I'm like, man, well, that could show up on Switch 2. Be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, everything that comes to Switch is coming to Switch too, theoretically, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yes, yes.
but anyways, yeah, it's just you know, there's some rumors going around about the price now, and there's some other, you know, games and rumored to be coming now, right? Like, so it's becoming very real very fast, and I mean, not, you know, obviously we saw the trailer, but you know what I mean. Like, things are
Hmm.
starting to really come together now for this launch, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really big, and I think like third party indies, they seen the support of Switch, and they want to continue that support.
Hmm.
Um, I think what's going the truth, and this may be a one up or expansion pass in future. Um, I kind of want to know what's going to happen to the physical ordeal of stores are not carrying physical video games, or
Yeah, but
it gets reduced.
I do think Nintendo's a very different beast than PlayStation and
Hmm.
Xbox, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I know Nintendo is kind of pushing the eShop stuff, but like Nintendo knows that they're the company that people want physical games for, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know how many people are like, "Oh, I'm all digital except for the Nintendo stuff. I like to get those physically," right? So,
Hmm.
I don't I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I was trying to go all digital on Nintendo for a while, then I was like, "No, I gotta start getting these physicals because who knows what's going to happen." So,
Right.
I don't know.
Look, SD cards was like the price of the memory card for the GameCube.
Right.
Then I would go all digital. Like if I could get a 1 terabyte for like 24.99, shoot, I'm
Yeah,
all
I mean
in.
the price of those things have to be coming down soon. I would think,
Oh yeah.
just because I think the size of those things are going to get larger. I mean, a couple years ago, like the 512 I bought was like more than the 1 terabyte is now. So I mean,
Hmm.
they're coming down. It just depends on the size and what you want, like what your goal with these things are. So I don't know, man. I feel like those memory cards are coming down for sure.
I wonder if ScanDisk is like probably in touch with Nintendo. Um, to make like first party, like
I
the
mean,
special
they already
Nintendo.
do.
Yeah, but I wonder if they like, I'm like, are they in talks for Switch 2 to be like when you see the system, they're gonna be there day one ready with like a Mario Kart scan this
I mean,
memory card or
they'll
something.
just probably they'll just probably reprint the ones they already have. I mean, they're just
Okay.
the symbols of the Mario items and the Animal Crossing leaf and Triforce and stuff. So, you know, I don't know. I Out of all the things that people are worried about being available, that's what you're hung up on are the memory cards.
No, no, I no. I'm just wondering if they're in talks with them, so that it don't get leaked out that they may, if you do a memory card like that, um, uh, now you could go up to like 5 terabytes or something. Because I know Switch has a limit, but I
It's
don't know if
two.
Switch 2 is gonna go up,
Well, the
or
limit on
anything.
Switch One is 2 terabytes, but I imagine that it will go up. The limit will go
Hmm.
up because of just how much larger maybe third party games are going to be, right?
Yeah.
And then also, uh, I think they're going to have an internal SSD So,
Yeah,
theoretically they should at least. So,
because I'm like, man, for Switch 2, I'm like, to be on the safe side, I'm like, I may need like a 4 terabyte just in case. And that's more for probably all the digital purchases that I'm gonna have on the system. Sometimes
mhm,
along with the physical and everything. But I'm just like, man, if there's be some good sales and stuff, especially if they change their eShop to almost like Xbox Live and a little
mhm,
bit like PlayStation, but more like Xbox, the Xbox Store Marketplace, where you could select games and throw them in a cart and make one purchase and
mhm,
everything. Um, if they do that and everything goes to the memory card, um, I'm probably gonna be like, man, I need space because, like, man, some eShop deals maybe 2 weeks after, or even if they carry over stuff from the previous eShop and there's still deals going on, like if there's a good one and we get the Switch 2 version update and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I need all of this to be on it,
mhm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't know yet, but I think that's why we're waiting for that April direct.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
well,
Well,
Corey, how about we get into some housekeeping?
sure.
All right. This is Nintendo Power Block, the Nintendo podcast for Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network. You can catch us every Monday morning on your favorite podcast app, on YouTube, and our free tier over on Patreon. If you want to support us, you can head over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, and for as little as $1 a month, you gain 2 week early access to Expansion Pass, 1 month early access to Video Game Book Club, exclusive access to Power Block 1-Up episodes, and more. If you can't support us financially, no big deal. Leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review on podcast apps, or subscribe to us on YouTube and leave a comment or a like. You can find all of our podcasts and more content like daily banters, features, reviews, and more over on our website, bossrush.net. Do we have any current content at the moment, Corey? I know.
No, I've been
I'm
hiding.
sorry.
I've been hiding.
Yeah, I'm just getting off from work, everybody. So I'm definitely gonna be writing some stuff, um, getting it up. It's just there's been, Valentine's Day was like really busy. Some people didn't come in. Some stores needed help, so I've been doing that. Um, and getting home around like close to 12 o'clock, um and stuff, and like it's been snowing so late at night. I don't know, I've been taking my time getting through the roads and stuff. So but I will have something uh soon. So just bear with me, everybody, on bossfish.net. I'll be having some writings up soon.
Cool. I've just been hiding. I haven't been hiding. I've just been working a lot. So I've been I don't know. I've been working so much that I skipped Boss Rush podcast this week. Um
uh
so yeah, it's been really busy, and I'm traveling for work next week, and it's gonna be busy for a while for me. So might see less of me on that show for a little bit. Just, you know, not every week, but some weeks.
mm,
So just so I can catch up, because I just haven't been able to catch up with anything. So
Understandable.
I'm
uh
trying to like not take a step back, but just like take where I know things can be handled, just kind of step away from that for a minute, and while I catch up on
mm.
other things. So
I'll probably
uh,
ask like LeBron if I could hop in on some days if you can't make it. um but
yeah,
that's literally depending on my Tuesday, because a lot of things are changing, but I'm hopefully it's not too bad of a change or anything. So
yeah, just busy.
yeah, now that Valentine's Day is over, um we're still moving stuff in our stores. Then we gotta get ready to get our Easter stuff out. So that's gonna be fun, fun, fun. So, well, Corey, how about we quickly get into Snacktendo?
We
Um,
can probably do that, I guess. It makes sense.
so I'm gonna go first. Because there's only really one thing new I kind of just want to talk about. Um, so this past Friday, Coca-Cola, they now have their orange cream Coke out.
Mm.
Um, so it's an orange cream flavor, Coca Cola. The thing about it is that if you went to like Burger King, or Wendy's, and they have those Coke machines that you can select different flavors, the orange cream has been one of those flavors. So they're just making now available in stores. I don't know if it's limited time that they're trying it out. If they just dropped it at my job on Friday.
Mm.
So I got the original one and I got the zero sugar flavor version of it. So it's I will say this. It's really good. If you get the zero sugar flavor, you'll be able to taste more of the orange cream. So it's like an orange creamsicle. Popsicle if you think about it. You can taste the flavor in there since there's not really that much sugar and aftertaste in the zero sugar one. I think if you get just the regular orange cream Coca-Cola, you may have a hard time trying to get that orange cream because the Coke flavor is so sweet and heavy. It kind of doesn't mix in a sense. It's a good drink, don't get me wrong, but I would recommend probably the zero sugar if you are someone who likes the zero sugar flavors and stuff. If you are piquing your interest for the orange cream, the zero sugar would work. If you want to get the regular one, that's fine too. But I think it's something that I don't know if you want to sip slowly, or kind of take your time and let it warm up a little bit, or if you are thirsty and you want to drink it cold, you could do that. But it's going to be hard to taste that orange cream flavor because of the Coke flavor itself. So, yeah, I'm like, it's a good flavor. It's not bad or anything, but it is it's a good flavor. So, man, that's pretty much it. Um, Everything else is just Valentine's candy, chocolates, and jelly bean, sweet and sour, lips, gummies. That's it.
Hmm. Hmm. Cool. Well, for me, we just had some that Dewey's Santa Fe barbecue pizza tonight, so that was kind of
Mm,
that was kind of it. So nothing new to report though. No new snacks. No old snacks. Just the pizza, and it was delicious. And I ate too much of it, but that's usual. So
um,
that's normal.
I, I keep looking at the uh, pizza rolls at my store and be like, man, I should get one of these
Mm.
and cook them. But then I'll be like, no, Corey probably cooks some.
Dude,
So,
I haven't eaten any in a while. I got kind of tired of them because I was eating them so much.
so much.
uh, you know how sometimes you like get just like want to eat something all the time, and then you do, and then you like get tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go out and get ramen today, but because of the how it's been snowing here and the weather's been unpredictable, I'm just like, no. Plus, I'm like, I just kind of want to just stay home and like rest in game and stuff. So, uh, but yeah. Well, sorry everybody, not a big Snacktendo. But Corey, how about we get into play with power?
Playing with power. Yes.
So, I will say, me and you have been in a sim/strategy game mode this week.
Yeah. You're
Um,
telling me, man.
and oh gosh. So if you want to go first, go ahead, and then I'll talk about the games that I've been playing.
Yeah, I
Because I kind
mean,
of got like 4 in rotation right now.
jeez. Yeah, so I've been playing Fire Emblem Engage all week. It's so last week I talked about the mobile game a lot and how I was playing that and how it kind of sucked me in. And it did exactly what Nintendo wanted their mobile games to do, is think about their console games and then go play their console games, right? Like that's what they initially have put out their mobile games for. Uh, and I thought that the mobile game would scratch the itch, and it was, but it like made me want to dive into Engage again, because the last time I tried it, it was just not. I don't know. It wasn't
It
three
wasn't
houses, so
hitting.
right. So like, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it down and try it again later. Well, later has arrived, and I've since the last episode, I've started it, and I've put about 15 hours into it this week,
Mm.
and it's like I've gone into it from more of a strategy lens and not a persona-esque lens, right? Where like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is a strategy RPG, let's treat it like one. Let's not treat it like, the relationship whatever, like Three Houses was. Um and I'm having a blast. I'm really enjoying it. I'm like really into it. I'm really into all the characters. I'm into like learning about all of the continents that you visit, and
Mm-hmm.
in the kind of civilizations that are there. And I've been going online and researching stuff about like the lore of this game and like what the different things are, and so essentially you are in the lineage of the divine dragon, and you are the uh I guess spoilers for the first like hour of the game, but like you go the game starts in like the final battle of some war, right? And
Yeah.
it's you and Marth, like Emblem Marth, because like the whole premise of the game are these emblems, right? And they're you bond with the emblems to become more powerful and learn different moves and different uh different kind of uh like skills and stuff. So the game opens up with you in a final battle against the fell dragon, which are like deemed as the enemies of the world, right?
Yeah.
So in during this battle, you beat the fell dragon, but it's a Zelda situation. You go to sleep for 1,000 years, and you wake up after 1,000 years, and this long lineage of guards have been guarding you while you've been sleeping, right? And so your character wakes up. Alir's is the main character. You can choose a male or female version. Uh, and then the game kind of progresses from there, and you make your way to the castle. And during this battle at the castle, your mother, who is the divine dragon, right, uh, dies protecting the emblem vault, which is where the rings of the emblems are, right? So
Yes.
you have Marth. That's your mother's, or that's your emblem ring is Marth. Your mother's is Sigurd. Um and so she gives you the last ring, and the last thing she tells you to do is you have to go find all the emblem rings to fight the fell dragon, because that's the only way you can defeat the fell dragon, is to have all the emblem rings at your disposal. Okay. And of course, all the emblem rings are separated and divided amongst the different continents around the kingdom.
Yes.
So, uh, that's the premise of the game. Well, I'm in the third kind of continent area, and it's just been a real blast. And every time like a side mission pops up, or a training mission or a skirmish pops up, I go do it, right? Just to level my characters up. My Alir is already level 20 because I've done so many missions. But like not only can you do missions, but you can go back to like your base and do training missions there, do like emblem bonding things
Mm-hmm.
there. You can adopt animals that will give you different like items. Like if you adopt sheep, they give you milk. If you adopt like different types of birds, they give you different types of eggs. If you adopt dogs and cats, you get like silver and you know, these kinds of materials to use for uh upgrading your weapons. And so I'm just having a blast, man. And it's kind of crazy weird because like I all the DLC is obviously out already, right? The game's been out since what, 2023, 2022, 2023,
Yeah.
uh somewhere in there. So all the DLC has been out for a long time. But the DLC unlocks like after the first continent, all of it does. And so like I don't really know where the DLC falls in the story, so that's where I started looking it up, but like I stumbled across the so like there's three houses DLC, which is like it's just they're just more missions to do. It's not like it doesn't impact the story really at all, but you do get the three houses emblem ring, which houses all three of the house heads. So Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude. So they're all in one emblem ring, which is cool because like it allows you to be more versatile, like because they all have different specialties. Like Edelgard is like the heavy attack axe carrier. Claude is a an archer, and then Dimitri is a sword wielder. So like I've kind of given it to the character Anna. She's a party member. I've given it to her because she's like the kind of jack of all trades character. Like she kind of has skills in every area. So
Yeah.
um, I'm still holding on to Marth just because I don't really know which way I want to take my character yet. Although I'm kind of eyeing Lucina once she becomes available. Um, just because I like Lucina more than Marth, and I'll give Marth to one of the sword wielders because Marth is a sword
Lucina's just
wielder.
I mean, Lucina's just amazing. Like she's a big representation of the Fire Emblem series.
I know. Lucina is like one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters, right? So like that's really the only reason why I want to use her. But
Mm-hmm.
also she's a sword wielder with some kind of like, you know, some magic abilities. So that's another reason. But it's really fun. I'm really liking getting to know the characters and everything. So oh, the what I was actually getting to, I stumbled across like the story DLC,
Yeah.
and like I don't want to play it yet until I figure out when I should start playing it. But I did have to play the first mission. You get sucked into like this mirror world,
Hmm.
and I think it kind of spoils some of the main story. Uh
Oh no.
um not I mean it doesn't spoil anything, but it definitely hints that there is something about your main character that is, you know, there's something going on. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it. I do recommend playing it if you are a Fire Emblem person and you kind of put it down after Three Houses because it wasn't similar. I would say go
Mm-hmm.
back to it. Just try it now and see. Um, but it definitely has changed my expectations of the story a little bit. So
Okay.
I kind of stumbled across it because the way you access that DLC is there in your base. There's a like a wishing well in one of the corners of the kind of area that you kind of run around in,
Yeah.
and usually you can throw weapons in there, and then they come out as different weapons. Uh, you know, they're random, but usually they're more powerful than the ones that you throw in there.
Okay.
But I went back to my base to like level up characters and do the bonding thing and train and, you know, do all the things there because I hate myself and I have to do everything. And it said when I got there, it said something strange is happening by the wishing well, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I thought I had thrown some weapons in there. I'm like, oh, so this is what happens when your weapons come out. I'm like, okay. So I run over there, and all of a sudden the screen goes black, and I'm loaded into this like astral plane type area. And like I'm playing as the female version of Alear,
Mhm.
and like this little dialogue box pops up and it has like the 3 question marks, like, mysterious character, but it's very clearly the male version of Alear talking to you.
Yeah.
But what this character says, and then the following, like, you get sucked into this mirror world, this alternate timeline, alternate dimension, whatever. And from there, that's kind of where like that's where my story expectations had changed, or from that moment on. And I'm like, I hope I didn't just like stumble into something or spoil something for me, or like, you know. But so like I'm like after I finish this chapter that I'm in, um, I'm gonna research where I should play this DLC. Like when
Okay.
I should start playing it. Like, should I wait till the end? Should I play it now? Should I play it, after each chapter? Should I play a chapter of the DLC? Like, how does this happen? How does this go? So, but yeah, I'm like really enjoying it, and I'm really glad I started playing it. Because like it's something I've been wanting to go back to for a while, right? In the back of my
Yeah.
mind, and I just haven't had the like. There's too many other games to play. There's too many other things to do.
You probably kind of feel like you don't have the energy, or that's just like you just wasn't in the mood to play
I wasn't.
anything like that.
It's not that I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't motivated. I think you know.
Hmm.
I just wasn't motivated to play it. But then, like, I've been, like I said, I've been playing the mobile game because I really wanted to play a Fire Emblem something, and I thought this would scratch the itch, and I would be done in like a day or two, and be like, "Man, okay, I had my fill." But like, I got really into the mobile game. Like on top of the 15 hours I put into Engage this week,
Engage. Uh-huh.
I probably have at least that much time or more into the mobile game, because like I have my phone off to the side while I'm playing Engage, and I'm auto battling in the mobile game to get the orbs to unlock new characters while I'm playing Engage.
You're right, because you would text me the
uh,
pictures of your new characters and stuff. I'd be like, oh
yeah,
yes, nice.
yeah. I'm like in the in the part where like I'm starting to unlock, like I'm finding the characters from the games of Fire Emblem that I have really enjoyed, right? Like
Yes.
I'm finding all of the Engage characters. I'm finding all the Three Houses characters. I'm starting to fall into the like the Awakening characters, and
Yes.
uh I've found Corrin from Fates, and it's just I'm starting to find the characters, and I'm like, yes, let's just keep going. You know, let's just keep going. So and the cool thing though about Engage too is, like, since the emblems are characters from other games, right?
Yeah.
It's made me like go and kind of research the older games, because like obviously the Game Boy Advance ones are on uh NSO. Shadow Dragon is on DS, which is like, I don't know how I'm gonna get that, but it's like an arm and a leg. But I think there's 2 on DS, and then obviously the 3DS games I have.
What's the last 3DS one? I think it is Shadow Dragon. Was that the last 3DS one?
No, Shadows of Valencia was the last 3DS one, which is like a
The remake of the first one, right? Or
it's the
something?
remake. It's the remake of the second one.
Oh, the second one.
Shadow Dragon on DS is a remake of the first one, and
Oh,
then
what is the
Shadows of
one?
Valencia is a remake of the second one.
What's the one that they? Get my Switch right here. Because I need to see what was the one that they sold for a limited time on Switch. I think
The
it was the
it was the
NES one.
NES. It was the NES one, which is what Shadow Dragon is. It's the remake of that NES one.
Okay, yeah, because I know the first one for on the NES never came to America. I think
Right.
when we started getting Fire Emblem, it was the Game Boy Advance ones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then it
because
went to the
the first Game Boy Advance one is like the fourth or fifth one in the series, but it's
mhm.
here it's just called Fire Emblem, and then there's the second one on Game Boy Advance, which is like I forget what it's called, but
Because one of them had, I think one of them had a gold cover. That's the one that I have.
gold cover for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
I know Shadow Dragon had it on DS had a gold cover, but also I don't really know.
I have to look it up. Yeah, because so with the one that just says Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance, that's the first one
Um, that's the first
for
one that came
America.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
hmm
because the other ones, when Awakening is DS or 3DS?
Awakening, Fates, and Shadows of Valencia are all 3DS.
3DS.
hmm
So it went. Let's see. It went to Game Boy Advance, GameCube,
hmm Yeah, because
Wii.
GameCube had Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn are the GameCube and Wii games.
Okay,
Man, I wish we
and
would
then
get.
it would.
I hope we get some sort of HD remake of those or remaster.
I they have to bring out the GameCube one and the Wii one. I think with the popularity of those games, with some touch ups and everything, they could really sell some good copies of it. Because I think those games were very limited here in America.
Mm, yeah. Well, so the GameCube version was, dude, when around here at least, it was
Mm-hmm.
at every single GameStop for $24.95 for like, and
Really?
like even when the Wii came out, it was that much. And then like once the GameCube was like, not cool anymore, and all the GameCube games went out or
Mm-hmm.
retired from GameStop's kind of inventory or whatever, like it just it shot up in price. But yeah, man, the first time I bought it was used at GameStop for $24.95.
Okay.
Now it's like
That
300.
that reminds me of Phoenix Wright. When it came to DS, the first one, um, it was literally in the bargain bin. Like they just had a ton of it.
hmm
The moment I bought that game and played it, that series took off.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. And I think it took off because out of nowhere, people were just like, well, it's only $20. And they found out how good it was. And so when they started bringing the whole series over, the other games, they were just like, yeah, let's take it off for $20. Let's get it off the $20 and put it back to the $39.99 price
Yeah.
and everything. But like everybody had already bought it for the $20 and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Man, good
right.
times, huh?
Anything else, Corey?
Um, I mean, I've been playing stuff with my kids, but nothing like super interesting or super
Okay.
cool. I don't know. I mean, I played a little bit of Donkey Kong still, just to play it, but I honestly don't know how much longer I'm going to play Donkey Kong. It's fun. It's good. I'm just like it's getting a little repetitive, and I'm having much more fun with Fire Emblem right now. So,
Okay.
I would rather be playing that.
Well, then I'll go right now. Everybody, I've been playing 4 games, at this time. So, I'm going to just start with the Switch stuff, and then there's 2 games I've been playing on Xbox. So, Crypt Custodian. I talked about this game. This is the game that you are. It's a top down action adventure. They call it a Metroidvania kind of game, but it's just I'm like that's debatable. Um, and you play as a cat who dies, and you are almost about to get allowed to be in, let's just say, heaven, but you was breaking some statues when you got your broom that you attack with, and the person who's in charge of it sees it after you know you got into their world, and he has committed you to being a janitor for that land for the rest of eternity. I just beat my first boss, which was really cool. It takes a while to get used to, but once you learn the patterns and everything, you can be easily defeat him. It is giving me Death Door kind of vibes, with this game. And it is funny. I will say that it is funny, with this game. And it's very cute in its art and animation. It runs perfectly well on Switch. Definitely enjoying this game, having a lot of fun with it, grinding to get money and buying items. Just a truly fun game. I can see why it got like some indie nominations and recommendations. So Crypt Custodian, I'm really enjoying that game. Um just lately, a new game called Guns of Fury has dropped on Nintendo Switch. This game is a 2D style Metroidvania, in the fact that it's Metal Slug meets Metroid in it. Really nice style, a little bit funny. Great, like 16/32-bit sprite. Like once you kind of learn the layout, you'll be able to move around. It is confusing for some parts. Um, and I'm just like, okay, I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Uh, it doesn't have the Vanya part in it, so you really can't grind to build up your levels. You have to find items to give that would give you more health. So these medals, like once you beat a boss or if you find it in a secret spot, you'll get a medal, and it raises your health. You got unlimited ammo for your main gun, but you do have like a secondary gun that you can use, but it doesn't rebuild. You have to defeat enemies, for them to drop ammo for them to refill it. And then you could throw like grenades and stuff, which you also would have to search around and build up how many you could like actually throw, because they do everything, a lot of the stuff by 10. So once they do that, you gotta kind of find out how to get in more, so you could just start throwing more grenades and a lot of cocktails and all of that stuff. Um, but it's really fun and everything. It's uh, the flow of it is weird because I feel like, am I almost done with this game? So it's just like, it's like I I I got on my mission. What the game is about is you are picked from the military to rescue the scientist who has created the Tetra cell, who could produce unlimited amounts of energy, because the current power resources is not working for the planet Earth. He was kidnapped by this man from this company, and he wants to use the Tetra cell to have an ultimate weapon. And so you have to find a doctor and everything. It's a really basic plot and stuff. Uh, and great bosses, there are checkpoints like save points. Um, you do have to do some stuff over in case if you have like if you died and you didn't save, you'll have to do a whatever section and everything, and re-get items if you did not save on the game. So uh just be aware of that. At this time it is on sale, like for Nintendo Switch. So you could. I'm like, it's not a expensive game or anything, but it's kind of fun. I'm having a good time with it. I'm probably gonna beat it, the day after this recording, because it looks like I said, it looks like I'm halfway or about 65% done with this game. With so I want to move on to Xbox. And I want to start with the latest game for those who got the premium edition, and that's Avowed. Um, Beautiful game. Digital Foundry did a tech breakdown between Series X, S, and PC. I recommend go watching those videos. They break down a lot of versions of the game depending on what TV that you have. It really is a fun game. Combat feels really fluid and really good in this because of the Malay. I do have a character made who is named Edicus, uh, who has a red beard, red long samurai hair, and black, with some kind of godlike powers, which is like fish sails or something on it, with a big X across his face. We're running kitchen, everybody. That's kind of what I'm going for. Um, but it gave me a spear for my first weapon. There's different classes with backgrounds and stories that you could choose from. And then like when you level up, you'll get points for your attributions, so you could build up different parts. Once you meet that experience level. Menus are fine, are easy to see. You do get to choose your dialogue. The thing about it is you don't talk back to them. You just choose your dialogue, and then that character, that AI, will talk back to you in a certain manner or in a certain way within that cutscene. Uh, I'm not really far in the game. I played about like an hour and a half, just to get the feel with it. But Avowed does seem to be for Xbox for right now. It does show that they got a strong first party lineup this year, and probably gonna be on a good nomination for Game of the Year or Xbox Game of the Year. Definitely, it'll be a nomination for a role playing Game of the Year, because it really is fun. And like I said, the world is beautiful. One's at a good frame rate. I believe I'm playing at 30 frames per second, but it kind of feels like it's 60 frames per second. I really can't tell. I think I'm playing in balance because I just did normal and just went straight into the game. You can change the options, for like the quality or performance, but like I said, do check Digital Foundry about that information. But I can't wait to play more. And shout out to Luke Lore from Expansion Pass, Xbox Expansion Pass. He did a review, and I do recommend go checking it out. He got 17 minutes. You can check out his review on YouTube. Is a video one. Really, really great breakdown. And I'm happy that it's getting good reviews. I know people are kind of upset with IGN review, but I'm like, that's what they got out of it. You could disagree with the review and the score, but I'm just like, that's the best. That's a good thing about reviews, that you could go to different outlets and get those
Yeah.
reviews and
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean that I think there are two things. One, like I know people just say play the game for yourself, but not everybody has $60 or $70 to go spend on a game, right? So
Hmm.
like I would go out and find a voice that's similar to how you feel, right? Like there are a lot of independent, like, I mean, YouTube's a big place, so
Yeah.
find a find a voice that you agree with, and see how they feel, and maybe base it off of the reviewers that usually agree with on most things, and you know but yeah, I don't know, I haven't I don't remember the last time I read an IGN review. So uh you know, I just kind of, I'm of the opinion where like I listen to podcasts because I enjoy listening to people talk about these things, but
Yeah.
ultimately I just, if a game looks interesting, you know, I'll play it or buy it. And if it doesn't interest me, then I'll either wait for a sale or not buy it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, I'm I'm kind of at that point where I'm just like I'm gonna play what I want to play. I know games are coming out all the time, but like I'm not gonna try to keep up anymore. That's kind of that was kind of like I wasn't on the New Year's resolution episode of the Boss Rush podcast, but like that was kind of my resolution this year. Was like just play what you want to play this year. It doesn't matter how new or old it is. And
Yes.
obviously to an extent, I'm gonna play the new Nintendo stuff because we cover it on this show. But
Hell
also
yeah.
like, you know, I have Game Pass, so I'm gonna get all the new Xbox games anyway. And, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just you know, I know a lot of people are like throwing garbage and shade at Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that's like the one game I'm like really excited to play this spring, so I'm gonna play it because I like that series, and I know in the loud minority online that's a very, you know, terrible thing to like that series, but you know, it sells 15, you know, 10 to 15 million units every time it comes out, so
Yes.
uh somebody must like it. That's all I'm saying. Somebody must like it.
Yeah. I'm hopefully I could try to get a review for Boss Rush. It is gonna take me some time because this game is big.
Hmm.
I know someone did the full game in 11 hours. And just to let everybody know, the premium edition gave you 5 days early access.
Hmm.
So
Unless you're playing
I
on cloud. I don't know if you saw
true.
that debacle.
No, what happened?
Yeah, if you bought the premium edition, you can't play it. You can't play it through the cloud. You can only play it on console or on PC.
Yeah.
Early, I should say. You'll be able to play
Yeah.
it once it you know, comes out for everybody. But yeah, that was kind of some people found that out the hard way, where they only play Xbox games through the cloud. They bought the
Ooh.
premium edition,
Oh
uh,
no.
and they couldn't play it early, and that's why they bought it early or bought the premium edition, was so they could play it early, and they couldn't. So,
Oh wow.
um,
But the cloud isn't the cloud connected to like Game Pass
not anymore.
Ultimate?
No, you can play all. You can. I think you can play all the games you own now through the cloud. No,
Oh.
I
Well
think
I
that's a thing
know
now.
so hold on. So it's different from mine. Cause I could if I have my Xbox on, but I switch it to my computer,
Hmm.
I could still play it that way. Cause it's
Hmm.
just like my Xbox is streaming to my computer.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
this is just the pure cloud version. Like if you log into xbox.com/play in a
Mhm.
browser, or if you're on an Android phone, you in the Game Pass app, like you can't
Oh, you
play
can't
it.
play it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, because actually my digital copy, it said Xbox, it said Series XS, and then it had Windows for
Hmm.
it. So I
Hmm.
guess that's the either or.
Hmm.
But I'm like, of course I'm gonna put it on Xbox because that's where I need to play it and
Hmm.
everything. um oh wow, that's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. Also,
um
if you buy it though, like on Xbox, you get the
mhm.
Microsoft Store version. It's a play anywhere game. So
Oh, so I can play it on my PC.
yeah,
um
theoretically, like if you bought it, you can play it. I guess you know what I mean. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, because it was 105 that I paid. It comes with a it's the steelbook case. I'm gonna show everybody
Mhm.
all of that and what we got. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it for what it is right now.
I'll play
I
when it
had to.
comes to Switch 2. No, I'll play it next week when the normies can play it. Um, because I'm not
Yeah.
again, I have Game Pass, right? So I'll play it
Yeah.
when it comes to Game Pass. I'm not
Invest
I
in a
don't like
rush.
those kinds of games, you know?
Mm.
So like I'll play it because I also do Xbox casuals and I should probably have something to say about it. But at the
At
same
least
time, I don't see myself playing more than like 3 or 4 hours of it.
at least getting the fifth for it, because what I play
Yeah.
is just like I said, the beginning. I played in first person. I think it has third person, but I haven't tried it yet. But I'm just like, this feels more fluid, more fun,
Hmm.
so I'm into it. I think this feels way better than Indiana Jones. I don't know what it's about, but I'm just like,
Well, probably because it's a combat game and the movement feels
mm,
better because it's like combat, kind of combat oriented movement. So you're moving
yeah,
faster. Indiana Jones is more of a exploration, methodically kind of puzzle
mm,
solving game. So you're just moving slower anyway.
yeah.
Um,
And like I said, it's a violet, like the artwork, the color. Oh, it just looks so beautiful. I mean, I thought what I was seeing on at Developer Direct was just like, you know, gorgeous, but I'm like seeing it on Series X. I'm like, and probably PC for some people. I'm like, oh, this game is just. My mouth was on the ground. How gorgeous
yeah.
it is. I'm like, shout out to our city entertainment. Shout out to Xbox,
Hmm.
and everything.
Yeah.
Because
Obsidian is like one of the best purchases they made, I think, in
yeah,
all seriousness. And they are also like they're also their Insomniac, right? They've put out since the Xbox Series consoles released, they've put out like 4 games, 5 games, 4 games, right? I mean, Outer
uh,
Worlds 2, like since Xbox bought them, they put out Outer Worlds 2, Grounded, Avowed, Pentiment, and Outer Worlds 2 is coming this year.
yes,
So like 5 games in six years, like that's
that's really good.
I mean, I know
Yeah,
there are various sizes, but still, like, and then also like what they did the South Park game, and they've done quite a bit. So Obsidian is that's probably their best purchase in my opinion in terms of like quality and quantity. So,
yeah.
good times.
Yeah, so avowed everybody. Good job, Obsidian and Microsoft. The last game I want to talk about, so this is my sim strategy game, mostly sim game, is Quiz Quiz Cuisinaire, cuisine, like it's like a cuisine game with sim stuff. It's hard to say for me to say that word, everybody. I'm sorry. Um but this is a roguelike um uh cooking game in a
Mm,
sense. And there's a lot to it, I would say. So I played this at PAX PAX West. I got to play it there, and definitely enjoyed it. I got to play it on like the last day before we left. um So really fun game. This is a game that got a showcase in the Nintendo Direct last year. But it just came out like a couple of weeks ago. I was I knew I was going to get it, but I didn't know if it was available just yet. But I had seen it on sale on Xbox, so I am going to repurchase it on Switch because it is a great game to go. So basically, your parents uh has left town. They called you to come back because you think they're dying or something, like they're gonna die and go to heaven. But no, they bought two tickets to go on a trip, uh to go on a vacation that is like heaven, that's like paradise and stuff. So they stuck you with running the restaurant,
mm,
um also your home. So what you have to do is you have to get ingredients, which is the dungeon part, the roguelike dungeon part. Uh, and you have to kind of like, and you can leave the dungeon at any time. You fight your way to get ingredients and materials for you to cook and to expand the restaurant. Um, you also would be able to do that for side quests so that you could get more recipes. But the more recipes you get, the more customers will come into the store, to the real restaurant, that will serve themselves, or you would have to serve them and they would give you money for it. That's how you make money with it, with the ingredients that you get. So when you do side quests, you'll get these recipes, um, which, like I said, would give you money. Use that money to you can expand your restaurant. You can buy furniture to hold more customers, or you can upgrade the cooking places. So you have like a pot, you have an oven, you have a pan, and you have a cutting board, like to make salads and stuff. The more that you upgrade, the more stars that you get to make better recipes, which will lead to more customers coming in and paying more. You get more money. Uh, with the chairs and furniture, and chairs and furniture, with the furniture that you get, it can help attract more customers into your store. Now, not only while you are cooking, you have to be on the lookout to collect the money. There are some people who would do their best to eat and dash, and so
Mhm.
you have to get to them before they hit the door and collect the money from them, and they'll just grow. If you don't have the recipe that they're looking for, they'll wait, see, and get mad and then leave. So that's how you miss out on money. Um, that money that you collect, you also have to pay off the debt that your family has made,
Mm.
your parents have made. So once you paid off the debt, um, a new debt will come up, but it opens up a new area on the map for you to investigate. um I don't know how many levels are in one, in any of the places, but normally, with the first three, you'll do two levels of the regular dungeon, isometric, and then on the third level of that dungeon, you will fight a boss while still collecting. And then I think it just kind of repeats. But the further you get in, the more bosses and items that you collect. Um, Now, you do have to use those materials that you collect and your money to expand your book bag, expand the inventory that's in your house, so you could put more items that you could, to store, like for food and for the materials and for your like your armor and your weapons and stuff. You can upgrade your armor, you can upgrade your weapons with the right money that you collect, and the right materials. So if you're missing materials, you'll have to go out and hunt in the dungeon. What I do like about this game is that uh, you can store all the materials in your treasure chest that you get, and then if you go outside and you want to upgrade something, they'll automatically recognize that you have that, you have it. If you have the right amount of money, you could just go in and hit upgrade, and they'll start upgrading it. Now, some of the upgrades take a day, so if you fall asleep and you come back the next day, you could get it. There are some upgrades that may take 2 to 3 days. So pretty much with your house, it's gonna be like you could go in, have it upgraded, and then go on your adventure for the next 2 or 3 days while they're upgrading the house. You can still go and cook. You can still cook and everything if you want to. Open your place for business, but that's up to you. um when you get done, if you do a full day just running your business and closing it, you do lose health. So you would have to go to bed to get it restored. You can buy items for your trip to help you restore because there's nothing that's going to heal you. There is a leg thing that will give you 50 hit points for that with your health, but you have to look for it. And you only get one sip. Once you make that sip, that's it for that level. And if you die or not die, if you lose all your hit points in that dungeon, you lose everything that you collected, and you will be sent back to the town for you to go to bed and have to redo everything over again. The smaller weapons that you have are quick and effective, but they may not actually do a lot of hits, a lot of damage. The big weapons that you have will do some damage, even when you upgrade them, but they are slow and they only use probably about 3 swings. So you have to be mindful of how you want to plan out your character when it comes to collect fighting enemies. You will fight chickens. You will fight these sheep things that give you wheat. You will fight these grass things to give you broccoli, and more different things. Even trees that you fight to give like you coconuts, and stuff. You will fight a worm who spits fire out to give you spices, and it changes depending on what dungeon that you do, because there's some dungeons they don't carry the same material. From where I'm at, I'm in the third dungeon area, which is kind of ice. So I'm trying to get some items from there to see what's new. One of the recipes I'm trying to make is sparkling water. If I make sparkling water, I could finish the side quest. So that is what I'm doing for it. I will say though, one of the problems that I did have is upgrading my weapons. You have to take that off and upgrade them and then come back the next day to collect them in order to use them. It would not if you have those items equipped, you cannot do the upgrade. You have to like remove them and stuff. So I kind of wish that wasn't a thing. I wish you could just upgrade it. They could just take the item, upgrade it, and I can't use it and stuff until I go pick it up. But other than that, it's a very fun game. I know this game came out in 2023 for PC, November 9th, I believe. And now it's just hitting consoles for it. So it is a really fun game. There's no stutters or anything. It's very big, very colorful, and very fun. So if you're looking for that, anything like that, uh, Cuisinaire is really fun, a really great game. I've been playing like 4 to 5 hours on my Xbox at night after work, getting stuff done. And I will say there is a particular character who is very furry, and I'm just like, oh,
Don't worry. There's there's quite a bit of we'll call it fan service in Fire Emblem Heroes.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a hot, yeah. There's a hot wolf in Cuisinaire. I'm like, ooh, this wolf is hot.
dude, there's some there are some things in Fire Emblem Heroes where like it's a good thing I play this on my phone at night. Because like if somebody else saw this, they'd be like, what are you doing? Like so like some of the stuff you unlock during the campaign, right? It's like it's the normal fare you would expect from playing through a Fire Emblem campaign, right? Like this character has armor, like an armor set, or like a regal appearance, or like a
yeah,
something like that, right? Well, let's just say one of the 8th anniversary event is going on right now, and it's like get heroes from past special events, and I'm like, okay, well, and every week there's like a new set of characters that you can unlock. So like I'm like, okay, let's see what characters in there right now. Well, let me tell you, the first character I unlocked in that set was I was excited because I unlocked Alear from Engage, and I was playing Engage, and I'm like, nice. Yeah, nice. The 5 stars pop up with the silhouette of her, and I'm like, yes, great, awesome. dude, it's like thin, small bikini, like sexy anime girl. Like,
Ooh.
I'm just like, what? Okay. The sad thing is too is like that version of that character is like one of my best characters in terms of fighting. So like I like if I want to do like the lunatic mode uh
Yeah.
challenges, I have to use her because I also have Emblem Marth from that set.
Yeah.
So like I pair them together and they get special stats because they're from the same, like, you compare characters, and if they're from the same game, like, you know, like
Yeah.
there's probably like 15 versions of Marth, but this version is called Emblem Marth, and it specifically says in the hero glossary. It's cool. Sorry, I don't mean to go back to what I've been playing, but like,
No, no, no. Go ahead.
what's cool is like this has like a compendium of all the characters that you've collected, and it like gives a history of the character and like what game that character's from and why they're part of that game, right?
Yeah.
So like you go through and like this version of Marth is from Fire Emblem Engage, and so I put him with Alear, and they have stat boosts and whatever. But man, I'm just like, and that like another one from this set was the Edelgard I sent you the other day. I'm like,
Yes.
look at this Edelgard I got. It's the Regalia Edelgard, and I'm like, yeah, this Edelgard's awesome. But like, yeah, there's like, I mean, I unlocked a Mercedes from Three Houses. That's very we'll say from their summer beach time event. We'll just, I don't know what it was called, but we're gonna call it that from that, and it's very revealing. I don't use her at all because you can some of these characters you can tell that people who play this game a lot and are into that kind of thing
Yeah.
play it to unlock these types of characters, to see the characters, and I'm like, nah, let's keep going. Like, I unlocked a fully armored Shez that does 99 damage, and then I gave her a stat boost that lets her attack twice, and then I equipped a
Yeah.
weapon that lets each weapon attacks twice, so she attacks 4 times. So 99 times 4 attack every time she attacks, but her defense is super low. But like,
Yeah.
if I can get the attack off fast enough, I don't need defense. So like, like
She's a powerhouse.
oh man,
Shiz, I love her.
oh
I
man.
just love her.
But
She is so iconic.
there's also like 6 versions of Shez that I've seen so far. There's like the pixie haircut, like the cover art Shez, right?
Yes.
With the short hair, like the short swoopy hair. Then there's like the fully armored set that I showed you, and then there's like a battle ready Shez, which is like a little less armor but more like her speed is up because she's not carrying so much armor. But then there's the event Shez, which is like, different. Like then there's ones that are in sexy Halloween costumes, and then there's the ones that are in the sexy Christmas costumes, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's too much of this as opposed to the things that I just want to play. Whatever, it's fine. Now the characters from this week's unlockable set are wedding themed characters, so they're all in wedding dresses, and it's like, what? Come on, like, really? Come on. It's weird. There's a lot of weird things going on in this game over the last 8 years that I did not realize until I started playing. So I did unlock a pretty awesome Lucina though, the Archer Lucina.
Uh-huh.
Dude, did I send you that one? In
Um,
the full armor with the awesome like golden bow or whatever.
let me check.
I,
Because
I,
you sent me that one yesterday.
yeah, I sent you something with Edelgard. I just don't remember what it is.
Is she in the blue
Yeah.
with the she's doing like this jumping?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the first one that you sent.
Yeah.
And then you sent me with the she's right here in the red and yellow dress.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's Fire Emblem Heroes is actually a really good fighting or a good Fire Emblem game. with a lot of weird
Mhm.
stuff attached to it. Like I played through the whole campaign without spending $1, like without spending any money.
Oh, so you did finish it?
Yeah, I finished the campaign, and now I'm going back
Okay.
through. I finished. So there's 9 books, and each book has 15 chapters, and each chapter has 5 missions. So I played through all of it on normal, and I finished it, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I unlocked I unlocked one of the one of the main characters that I never use. I unlocked a 5-star version of him uh at the end. But now I'm going through on hard because it's like playing through the campaign is the easiest way to get orbs
Yeah.
to unlock more characters. So that's like,
Yes.
but then there's like the training tower and daily missions and daily quests and daily, whatever, and weekly stuff. And then if you have the Fire Emblem Heroes Pass, which is like their monthly battle pass thing,
Yeah.
like you get even more things. But like also I found out today, I thought about getting the pass, right? Because I'm like, I play this a lot. I should probably throw them some money because I've been playing it so much, right? But then since I attached it to my Nintendo account, I I found like this new menu option of like rewards, and I clicked on it. It took me to my Nintendo page, and I had like something like 168,000 like Fire Emblem coins to in heroes
Yeah.
because I've played so much of it to where like I unlocked like 20 free orbs. So that's 4 or 5 characters that you can unlock.
Uh-huh.
And then I unlocked like I just ended up buying a ton of like stamina and upgrade shards to upgrade characters for free, which is all stuff that you have to like grind and earn and play like the missions to do, not the story
Right.
missions, but like the Coliseum missions and like the arena missions and the um the invader kind of missions. And it's just like I can just get all this for all these points. And like I probably spent like 20 minutes like buying things with the coins that I had, and I still have like 5,000 coins left over, 10,000 coins left over.
Dang.
So like I'm using, like I bought a whole bunch of stamina bottles because it refills your stamina for free.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, if I'm going to keep playing, I might as well just like buy the stamina boosters so I can just keep playing. I still might end up buying the Fez Pass because they give you orbs, and they give you stuff daily to like encourage you to keep playing, and they give you like special access to certain heroes every month. So I'm like, I might as well. And they give you 1 free redemption coin
Uh-huh.
every time like a new hero, like it's kind of hard to explain, but essentially there's like at all times there's like 6 or 7 hero categories that you can go to unlock the heroes in that category, right? And so like every like when you have the Fez Pass, every time one of those new, like they rotate in and out, sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's monthly, sometimes like it's every 2 weeks, whatever, right? They're on
Yes.
different timers. And since the game's been going for so long, like they bring back old event stuff that you can unlock stuff from old events and stuff. And like every time one new one pops up, the Fez Pass gives you a free redemption coin for that category. It's not always a
Yes.
5-star, like it's just like a chance to unlock a new character. Sometimes
Character.
it's a 3-star, sometimes it's a 4-star, sometimes it's a 5-star, but like you get a free hero every time a new one rolls around. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 in a week, depending on the rotation of these categories. So I think I might I might just do it. I think I'm going to wait until a category pops up that I'm interested in, like really
Mhm.
interested in.
Yeah.
Uh but so far, man, like the 3 houses one is up right now, but like I already have the Edelgard and the Claude from it, from that specific one. I have the
Mhm.
Rhea from that specific one. So the only one I would need is Dimitri, and he's like the least interesting character. And I already have like 4 Dimitris from other sets, so I'm like, I'm not like
He's
dying to
like,
get a
I'm good.
Dimitri.
It's so funny that game is still going and it's still making money.
Dude, it's made so much money. Dude,
Yeah,
last quarter alone, it made something like $600 million or something ridiculous.
That's insane. But that game is so it's
It's like
been
quietly, it like quietly makes more than Pokemon Go.
yeah.
I'm like, oh
But
my
the game
gosh,
Yeah, but the game is so good. It's just that it's so
it is
low
good.
key that
Like,
people, play it.
yeah. Here's the thing: if you like the 3DS Fire Emblem games, this is all this is one of the 3DS Fire Emblem games on a smaller scale. Like instead of 8 or 9 heroes at a time on the board, you have 4. Sometimes you're allowed to have 5. If you get into a mission that allows your summon to come in, which is like your created character is called a summon, and you can kind of go in and stat boost characters, but like it's literally just one of the 3DS games shoved in a phone, and it looks nicer because it's on a phone and not like a 360p screen or whatever. um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think the phone game is like really good. The story is actually okay too, right? It's like this weird because they have to introduce all the other characters from all the other games into it somehow. So
Yeah,
like it's like this weird multiverse, multi-dimension storyline.
nonsense.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but like I think the characters are interesting enough. Like Alfonso and Anna are cool, and the main girl. I forget what the main girl's name is. But like all the characters are interesting enough. Like they are real Fire Emblem characters. Like to the point where like in Fire Emblem Engage, like I have Fire Emblem heroes, like bond rings to give people for stat boosts that are based on the characters from Fire Emblem Heroes. Because it's all linked to my Nintendo account, so they talk to each other.
That's nice.
I know. I'm like, oh man, this is really neat how they kind of did all this, which gives me gives me hope that Nintendo kind of knows what they're doing when they're cross, you know,
Mm-hmm.
cross whatevering their games. So I didn't mean to go on a tangent about the
Oh,
mobile game, but it's like
no.
I'm really into the mobile game, like seriously into the mobile game.
You texted me a couple of days ago. You said I got Fire Emblem Auto Battle running on my phone while I'm at work. I'm just like,
I do.
and I think I responded with like, yes. I'm like, wait a minute, but it's like 10 o'clock here. It was 11 o'clock your time. I was just like,
Yeah.
that figures, that works.
Well,
It's not
here's the thing.
distracting.
It's not.
It's
So
playing
like
itself.
what I have, so I have this little at work, I have this little dock sitting next to my computer, right? So I can see my phone, like if somebody texts me or like notifications come up
Yeah.
from someone. So I don't have to have my Messenger app open taking up screen space because I have so much going on my computer at all times at work.
Yes.
So like I just have it sitting off to the side. Well, while it's sitting off to the side, like I have it in this little dock. In the dock, like I have it charging underneath
Uh-huh.
because the string, like the charger can come out and around this dock. And I'm like, huh, I bet I could probably auto battle while I'm sitting here like answering emails and editing podcasts and whatever.
Yeah.
And I do. Which is why I played so much this week. Which is why like I have, probably 15 level maxed out level plus characters at this time. Although I do need to start doing like the end game stuff for this if I want to like really finish doing some of the, because what I want to do is play through the story on lunatic mode, which is like the hard mode.
Yes.
And then whatever, I'll just play it, but to do that I have to like do the end game grind stuff, like the max level is 40, but you can keep leveling the characters up through these things called dragon flowers. So it's kind of like the Paragon leveling system in Diablo 3 for people who play that, where like you do have a max level, but then there's like a new leveling system after the max level that you can keep going. And you do that through these dragon flowers that you have to like grind out and do quests for and whatever.
Yes.
Um, and then the other part of leveling the characters too is like unlocking the same characters through the orbs and feeding cards to the same card. So like that's why my Alir, my bikini Alir is so powerful too. Is like I unlocked 3 of her, so I just like leveled the cards up and fed them into the 3 cards I turned into 1 card. But like now Alir's max level is 40 plus 3, right? So because I fed 3 cards into my main card.
Yeah.
And then I have like I have her dragon flower level at 10. So like that adds 10 more levels. So that's why she's like my most powerful character. Right. It's cool,
you know
man.
how to stack them.
Yeah, I'm like really into the the end game of this dumb mobile game that nobody has cared about in probably like 5 years.
We're just making $600+ million. I think that thing has to be over about $2 or $3 billion because that's a lot of money that game is making.
Yeah, hold on. I need to look this up. Fire Emblem Heroes total revenue.
Well, at least $1 billion.
$1.3 billion in revenue since the game came out.
Dang.
So far 2021 was its biggest year. Oh my gosh, dude. $1.3 billion, dude, in 8 years.
I mean, it made, I think when it first came out, I think it made like 413 million or something like that.
2017, the year it came out. Okay, so Statistica or Statista, which is a revenue statistic service, which normally you have to pay for, but certain things it will show you for free. So, the average revenue generated by Fire Emblem Heroes worldwide from 2017 to 2024, the average revenue per year is $176.39 million. Total revenue is $1.32 billion.
Wow.
I mean, but like, see, that's Nintendo. Like, we talk about how like Sony and Microsoft are like trying to find their revenue source of like their mobile games or their games as a service. But like then you see Nintendo doing something like this, right? Where it's just this mobile game of Fire Emblem, like in terms of popularity, like a B tier Nintendo franchise, right? In terms, like probably on the same popularity level as like Metroid, I would say, right? In terms of whatever. And they just put all these heroes in there and they're just like, why not? We'll just make a Fire Emblem game for phone and people can spend money on it. And then like 8 years later, there's almost $1.5 billion just of generated revenue for anime portraits of these characters that are just battling on the same maps that essentially since the beginning.
Right.
I mean, not that there wasn't a lot of work that went into this game, but it's like, the budget on this game couldn't have been more than $50 million at the most, right? Like,
I don't even think 50 million. I think even less. Well,
I mean, like over the last 8 years to keep it running and adding new heroes and new, whatever the case may be, they've made all their money back and then some, very clearly. So.
They probably made all their money back probably in the first 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
or the first and second month, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, you can be as into it as you want, or you can play the campaign for free and get your Fire Emblem fill, and or it'll drive you to play the Switch games or the 3DS games. So, like I said, I have Fire Emblem Awakening ready to go once I'm done with Engage on my 3DS. But by the way I'm playing the Fire Emblem Engage, I'm not going to be done for a while because I just like every time something pops up on the map, I have to go do it.
Where do you want to get into? Kind of what we got, our weekly pickups.
Yeah, sure.
So everybody, this is the Avowed picture. I love this cover art.
It's so colorful.
It is. I bet you I don't even think Obsidian expected for it to get that much love when they showed it, because like when they see, when they was thanking people big time to be like, oh, thank you for this reception, and of course people were looking forward for the game even with the delays, but they were just like, yeah, we need this wallpaper, we need this physical cover art, and they made it happen. So yeah, this is the Steelbook edition, everybody, so that's how it looks, and then this is the back part of it. Inside, I'm taking the digital code part, but this is how the front part of the digital code looks like. It has a letter from the director with it back and forth. And then this part, it looks like a holder, but it has a cloth map in it and
it's
everything.
Like that's a Elder Scrolls move right there.
Yeah, and it feels really, really good. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then this is the inside of the steel case for it. Cool. So, and I will say, this is my first digital steel case. It also comes with I think it comes with a digital soundtrack with it, but I haven't did anything with that part yet. But yeah, that's my pickup for the Vow. I was super excited to see that Best Buy had it for it to order. And then when I found out that I could get it on the 13th, I actually thought it was coming out on the 13th, but it was just like, no, this is the 5-day early edition. With it. So it's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, so it says premium edition steelbook includes Avowed steelbook to 5 days early access, living lens map, 2 premium skin packs, access to digital art book, and the soundtrack, which is also digital. So everything when I put the code in, it unlocked everything. So yeah. So that's my Avowed Steelbook. And that's cool. It's really cool. I love the fact that they really put some thought and effort into it. And I'm fine with the digital code with it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm yeah, I mean the steelbooks that Xbox has been doing have been really cool. It's just, sometimes it's disappointing that the disc doesn't come with it, but that's the way Xbox is going, so
Yes. What about you, Corey?
So I got some. So I got the Snake amiibo.
Yes.
I don't care about Metal Gear at all, but I'm trying to get all the amiibo now because I'm sucked into collecting again. So, and then I also got some 3DS games. Fire Emblem Warriors for 3DS. I know it
nice,
like real bad on the 3DS, but I don't care. And then I ended up getting Sushi Striker on the 3DS because I know that that's the superior version of that game.
Yes, I have the Switch version. Everybody, it's okay. It's a little bit. It's difficult to play, but yeah, you definitely need the stylus for that game.
Yeah. So it's funny because like, so Fire Emblem Warriors was $11 and Sushi Striker was $8. Um, I also thought I was gonna have uh Codename. I had a copy of Codename Steam on the way, which I had, and then I got rid of because I'm like, I need to focus on the Switch, so I ended up trading it
Yeah.
in for some Switch games or whatever. Um, but it like UPS like messed up the delivery or something, so like it was never delivered. So I'm trying to figure out, but that was also like $8. Um, so maybe it'll
My
be here next
Amazon.
week, maybe it won't, but like I don't know. I filed a complaint with Amazon, so we'll see. I'm a little skeptical of the Nintendo things that they sell now because like every time you buy something from that's Nintendo related on there, like for a console or something, it's from a third party seller because Nintendo doesn't sell things on Amazon anymore.
Oh
So
no.
like I'm like always concerned a little bit. Um, which I haven't had a problem yet, but like also like I'm concerned every time I order something that something like this is going to happen, and it did. Uh, so I don't know. We'll see. But I'm also like looking at like the Legos, and I'm looking at the. I'm like sucked into a Nintendo rabbit hole recently. Not that like not always am, but I will definitely have more to show next week that I'm excited to show. Once I hopefully. So like I said, Ed, I'm traveling to New York next week.
Yes.
The Nintendo store is in New York, right? If I have time, I'm going to try to go there. I don't know if I will have
Yes.
time, but I'm going to try. It's like it's about 20 minutes away from where I'm staying,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I'm driving in I'm flying in on Wednesday. We have stuff going on Wednesday for work. Thursday meetings all day for work, and then we're having like a team dinner that night, and then I'm flying out Friday morning. So I don't know if I'm going to have time, but
Yes.
if I do, I'm going to try to go there and get some stuff from there.
Yes.
We'll see. I mean, it won't be anything like it's going to be like a game or an amiibo or something, right? That I
All
don't
right.
have, but um, yeah. Anyways, yes.
Yeah, because yeah. Um, what time are you flying in the morning? Like around 7?
No, I'm my flight takes off at 11:30.
Oh, you got a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah, flying in, we'll land around 1 ish, and then on Friday on the coming home takes off at 11, so I'll be home around 12:30 or 1 ish.
Okay. All right.
So
I didn't know if is everybody flying at that time or should it's gonna be separate flights for.
I I don't know because this is like the different part of the company, so they're kind of
Okay.
flying in from all over. I'm flying in. I'm going with someone that works here,
Yeah.
right? But like everybody else, I don't know. So,
Okay.
oh, good times though. I can't wait to go to the Nintendo store
Yay.
if I can. Uh,
Yay.
if not, I'll have to. I do want to make a trip out there. Also, we need to discuss PAK stuff soon. um,
Yeah.
because like I know there's been a lot of like changes in who's going and who's not, and you know, recently some people have left Boss Rush that were going and are no longer going. At least as a part of us. So I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we got to talk about that soon.
Yes. All right.
Anyway, didn't
Well,
mean to derail that conversation,
no.
but
Well, everybody, it's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away, because this first story, I did not remember this story. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
what?
I remember talking about it. Well, remember when Nintendo started? This was like we'll get into it, and then we'll talk about like what happened and the whatever. Nintendo and Amazon are seeking a $7 million dollar default judgment in their joint lawsuit against third-party sellers accused of selling $2 million in counterfeit Nintendo products on Amazon. The amount was calculated by tripling the seller's total sales after they failed to respond to the lawsuit, which cites 27 trademark infringements. So if you remember, Ed, what was it? It must have been early last year when pre-orders for Nintendo games started being taken down from Amazon.
Okay, yeah.
This happened like a little bit before that, because Nintendo was starting to go after Amazon first. Remember when they were having that big feud? And then
because I think that's when they stopped selling the Nintendo
this
games on
lawsuit
Amazon
happened
at
in
a
2023.
point.
This lawsuit happened in 2023.
Okay.
But man, I'm getting disconnected from Zencaster like every 20 minutes. This is ridiculous. This lawsuit happened in 2023, but obviously Nintendo was trying to say Amazon was at fault.
Because it was allowing those sales.
Yeah, but like Nintendo is still like they still don't have products for sale on Amazon. It's all third party. Even the Switches you find and like the games you buy from there, it's all third party stuff. Which is why I've started buying my games from Best Buy, unless there's like a really good deal on Amazon.
Right. That's why I said when the Fire Emblem thing happened, I think the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. When that happened to me, I was just like, I was done with Amazon doing video games and just started doing Best Buy because it was easier, and they had special editions, and the curbside stuff. So I could just like drive up there and get it, and then come back and get it on day one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is when like you remember Paper Mario pre-orders were started getting taken down, and then you couldn't pre-order Luigi's Mansion, and a lot of the other stuff that started coming out around that time just started disappearing. And like when they started showing back up, they were all third-party sellers. So yeah, I mean, this Amazon Nintendo debacle. I mean, I feel like we've been talking about this since we started Pal Block, essentially.
Well, it was just weird that I just couldn't tell when it happened. I just knew that there was a point that Amazon wasn't selling Nintendo games for it. And I think at the time I didn't know what the reason was or anything. Right. And I'm just like, I thought just like, did Amazon have a license to sell Nintendo games and they got pulled? Is that something that's happening or anything? And so yeah. So when I saw the story, I'm like, oh, so this is the reason why that happened. It just became a blur to me because I had stopped paying attention to Amazon and buying games from Amazon.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, anything new that comes from Nintendo, I usually just go to Best Buy. Like when Xenoblade comes out, I'm going to Best Buy.
Oh yeah, my copy is already ordered from Best Buy.
Yeah. So we'll find out, I guess. But yeah, I hope this all gets worked out because it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I have Amazon Prime for a reason, so I mean, video games are kind of all I buy. Although I did just while we were talking about Fire Emblem, the art of Fire Emblem Awakening is on sale for $21, so I ended up buying it. So that'll be here Monday. That'll be fun.
So about the suit, real quick, Corey. I know it said they made a settlement, right?
Yeah. There's a settlement of there's some sort of settlement. I think it was $7 million, I think. Let's see, settlement. There was a settlement. So this amount is conservative and on the low end of the range of damages available for defendants' wrongdoing, but it's significant enough to provide a deterrence against future counterfeit conduct. Lawyers wrote. Nintendo and its lawyers hope that this fine will deter the sellers from abusing Nintendo's brand in the future. Let's see. 9 people were arrested in trafficking of counterfeit Nintendo items.
Ooh.
Geez. Yeah, there was a settlement. I can't find it in the article. I thought the settlement was 7 million.
Yeah,
7 million $7,030,158 US dollars was the settlement. So
okay.
Around $7 million. So that money will go between Nintendo and Amazon, I guess.
It was
And the lawyers. So yeah. Cool. Good times. Speaking of good times, Ed. Let's talk about Nintendo Switch Online. We talked about this a little bit, but Nintendo has reconfirmed that Nintendo Switch Online will carry over to the Switch 2. Furukawa stating that the service will remain available and continue to offer comprehensive features for users. Despite stable membership numbers around 34 million, Nintendo plans to use insights from its recent Switch Online playtest program to improve future services while continuing to expand its classic game libraries, including the recently added Wario Land 4, which we talked about last week.
yes,
So, I mean, I don't really know what else there is to say about this. I just, it's kind of a reiteration, I guess.
I think it's once again to let everybody know that how the cloud stuff in your subscription is going to carry over, so you don't have to kind of like reinstall your subscription or stuff like that, or resubscribe or anything like that. I think it's just like it's gonna move over, everything's gonna be there, and then we'll let you know when we add more stuff to it.
Yeah. Yep. So, Ed, I did find another story real quick before we move on to the wrap up. I literally just found it. It kind of just popped
Go
up
ahead.
recently.
Go ahead.
So maybe this is better for rumor mill, but there seems to be a placeholder retail listing at Costco in Canada. Switch 2 might be cheaper than expected. So the placeholder at Costco. So this is from Nintendo Life. I'm just going to read the article real quick. Over on Family Boards, with images supposedly showing placeholder images of Costco Canada's internal system, has a Switch model listed at 499 Canadian dollars. The post from Proteus Ridley, the content on Family Boards is hidden from non-registered Family Board users. Includes 2 images supposedly showing the back-end product listing and the printed point of sale sign. Misspelt as Nintendo Switch 2 placeholder. Place is spelled PALCE holder. The poster doesn't claim that this is definitively Switch 2 related, but it may be. The price could also be a placeholder. They also said that in the 5 years of working there, they have never seen a placeholder for anything. So take it with a grain of salt. For U.S. Residents, just to give you a rough translation, that 499 Canadian dollars converts roughly into 346 US dollars. So $349.99 or $399.99 most likely would be for the Switch 2. It's worth noting that Nintendo has not made an announcement regarding Switch 2 pricing, although Furukawa stated that they are certainly confirm that they are carefully considering consumer expectations and Switch 2 pricing. So, I mean, I don't know what you think. I mean, $399 is kind of what we've been floating around.
Yeah, 400. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, $350 would be even better because that's just the OLED model, right?
that's why I was just like, no, I think they will make it more now, unless they drop the regular Switch price
Well, here's
for the
the thing.
OLED.
Right. Here's the thing too, right? I do expect the Switch. My thing is the Switch Lite's going to drop to $100, I bet. The base model will
Yes.
be about 200 just to get rid of inventory, and then maybe the OLED is 300. Here's the thing. The base Steam Deck, right, is about $350.
Yes.
And it is along the same lines as this device, right? So I don't know if $350 is out of the question. They're using an LCD screen clearly instead of an LED or an OLED screen, right? So that's going to make it cheaper. Prices of these components have gone down drastically. We know Nintendo's been sitting on a lot of this technology for a little bit.
Because you said they got the Samsung.
Yeah,
Was it Samsung?
They're using those Samsung screens from the
Screens.
because Samsung had this line of 8-inch tablets, right, that they no longer use. And so Nintendo bought the screens from them in bulk for a lot cheaper than they should have.
Yes.
So I don't know, man. I 350 would be nice. I'm still expecting 400, but 350 would be, dude. If they could drop that thing to 350, especially ahead of a new Xbox and a new and the PlayStation 5 Pro being 700.
Yeah.
And then you drop the price of the Switch Lite to $100, dude. Like,
well, because the thing about it is that in the competitive mind, it would be Series S versus Switch 2. Because Series S Game Pass is a cheaper digital system. You still get high tech gaming versus the Nintendo Switch 2, once we know more about the components, and you'll be able to travel. If they could, that would be the discussion, because I don't think the Steam Deck will be part of that discussion, because Val and all of them, they're going to be trying to.
I don't either. I think some people will try to compare the specs of the Steam Deck, of the base Steam Deck, we'll say,
Steam Deck,
and the price, and say, why does Nintendo cost more than this when it's about the same or whatever? Like, they'll compare the specs and be like, why, it'll be a conversation. Whether it's a relevant conversation or an important conversation is a different story, but there will be conversations online, right? So
because I know some people are going to be making fun of the Switch 2 if it don't have the pizzazz or whatever. And so once that happened, and the reason I bring up Series S and be like, man, I could get a better looking game on Series S for cheaper, and it's going to be that discussion. But I'm like, if Nintendo could, go ahead.
But Nintendo has all their games. They haven't had a budget line of games since the GameCube. So, like,
true.
What is it? Like, if here's the thing, the people that are making those complaints are the people that weren't going to buy a Nintendo console anyway, right?
Oh yeah,
it's the same reason why people are like, why don't you just buy a PC and instead of a PlayStation 5 Pro? They've already made the decision they're either not buying one or they just want to be loud on the internet. Like the relative majority are just like, oh, a new Switch and a new Mario Kart, I'm just going to go buy it, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of this stuff that we don't have time to get into because I will just.
But I will say, if they could get the Switch 2, if it does drop to 350 or even 379, even though that is a weird price, the 379, if they do get it under 400 and get it between that range, and it's a good stock while dropping the regular Switch prices, people are going to buy that, and people are going to end up buying that. Now, How they gonna handle the scalpers and all of that nonsense? We shall see when that happens. But I'm like, if they could literally get a good sale, I mean a good price in, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be so funny if Nintendo were just like, if you want to Switch 2 at your local retail for pre-orders, you have to go to that store. They have to scan your Nintendo Switch online code or QR code or
I
something,
mean,
and you'll be able to get one.
I wouldn't put
You'll
it
be able to
past
get
them.
one pre-order.
I wouldn't put it past them that the initial run of pre-orders are going to be on their website, like through Nintendo's website, right? Like you have to sign into your Nintendo Online account. You have to be a member. You've had to have been a member for 3 or 6 months or whatever to get one, and that's that's that.
Did you think they would exclude anyone who got the family pass? Like if they see that you have a family
I
pass
think it
and you
will.
pre-order one,
I think it's
that's
only going to be
it.
for the. I think it's only going to be for the primary,
Of the
because
primary person.
the family pass has like the primary person of the family pass, but then like
Yeah.
the pass, you say which IDs do you want to use this pass, and those become the secondaries.
Yeah.
Which I've actually thought about doing for my kids at this point, just so they can play my digital games, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I have my launch Switch over here, and my son has actually played a bunch of it recently. Dude, he's beaten 2 levels of Yoshi's Crafted World by himself. Dude, he's not even 4 yet. He beat 2 levels by himself.
Oh wow.
Like, I mean, I know it's like incredibly difficult for him, and I have helped him a little bit, and
Yeah.
he is playing on that mode where like Yoshi has the wings, right? What's it called, the
Mm-hmm.
mellow mode or whatever?
Yeah.
So he can kind of just fly over the level, but like that first level, you have to throw the eggs to find the train parts and put the train together, right?
Yes.
And the second level is like that weird underwater crafted level where you have to dodge the fish that are like the spiked fish that are floating, and like you have to dodge the Koopa Troopas when their shells start flying around. Like
Yes.
that's not easy for a 3-year-old. And I was pretty impressed with him. So, I did forget to say something in what we've been playing, but I'll save it for later since we don't really have any questions. Because I forgot to ask for them, and the ones we do have are questions we have answered before, like recently, so
Okay.
we're not going to answer them. But
Okay.
I have some thoughts about the Power Rangers game, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so it looks like the Switch 2 is going to be no more expensive than 400, which is nice. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
That
take
thing.
this story with a grain of salt, right? Placeholder at
Mm-hmm.
Costco, whatever.
And
But
yeah, it's a place. Man, if it like, man, you just put it in my mind. 360 would be if they could do that, dude. Just.
if they could get that price down to $350, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man. The thing that would definitely drop that price and people would not be happy, but the thing that would drop that price would be not including an SSD in it.
So you think like 2 models or just that one model with no SSD
No,
in it?
I think they're going to go one model. I think they have to launch just to
Mm.
because there's already 3 models of the original Switch, and I think
Yes.
even though it's called Nintendo Switch 2, right? I
Mm.
do think they're going to some people, especially parents that aren't into games and their kids are like, I want the new Switch. Parents that aren't paying attention will go in and buy a different thing. I think they need to stick with one model just to eliminate as much confusion as possible, right? They need to avoid the Xbox situation, right?
Yeah.
Even though
But people need to
that
say, people
I
need
know,
to
I
tell
know.
them though, say Switch 2. Do
Yeah,
not
I
say
know.
Switch.
I know this is on the retailers also, right? Like this is on the retailers, this is on Nintendo's marketing, this is on the people putting together the units where there's like
So
the
I don't even
aisles,
think
right?
I don't even think it's that. I think it's going to be that parent that self. If that parent don't bring that child in, that
Well, I mean,
parent gonna be like, well, they
if they want something for Christmas or something, right?
Christmas. They need to write it down and make sure that mom, dad, grandma, or whoever have the correct name. Because if they
Mm-hmm.
don't write it down and they
Mm-hmm.
just say Switch,
Yeah,
it's not
I
the
do. I
Toys R Us memories. I'm sorry, everybody.
here's the thing though. I do think when this thing is finally on shelves,
Mm-hmm.
obviously the Switch 2 is going to have a massive section of that Nintendo section.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think this original Switch stuff is going to be moved to like the back end cap where like you don't see it, but it's still
Mm-hmm.
available type thing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously the demo units are going to be moved. They're going to be out, right? Because like,
Yeah.
why are you going to demo this? You know, the
The
Switch
old version.
kiosk. Like, why is that going to be there? And I think that obviously the Nintendo rep's going to go in and kind of put everything together like it's supposed to, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
retail, everybody who doesn't have terrible memories of that.
Because of the people see that price and it's more than a regular Switch, they're gonna probably be like, well, Johnny did say Switch. He didn't say Switch 2, and this is a little bit expensive, so I'm gonna get on the first one. And then it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be a
also like
mess.
a lot of like a kid that's old enough to ask for the new Switch, if they already have one, I'm sure their parents already know what a Switch is, hopefully,
You
right?
will
Hopefully.
literally be
I know
surprised.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but you know, if they're asking for the new Switch, like it's clearly a you know, I would hope, but I do know
Mm-hmm.
that there are a bunch of people out there that don't pay attention to this stuff. And yeah, it's the same discussion on why, like, in my mind, it's for me, it's the same discussion on why I say PC gaming is never going to take and never going to be the, you know, it's at least for now not going to be the dominant thing because people like to plug a console into their, like the normal average person likes to plug in their PlayStation to their TV and just play the game, right? Instead of like downloading drivers, sitting at their desk, whatever. Like, I don't like sitting at my desk to play games because I sit at a desk all day. I want to go sit on the couch, right?
Right.
Which is a lot of the reason why we don't have gameplay of games on you know, on YouTube because I just don't want to sit here and do it because I sit at a desk all day. Although I have thought, whatever. Move on. We got to move on. I'm just ranting now. All right. Let's get into the wrap up, Ed.
Yes.
Hideki Kamiya made a comment that he wants Nintendo to reboot the Virtual Console. He expressed his desire for Nintendo to reboot Virtual Console, allowing players to purchase retro games individually, unlike the subscription-based Nintendo Switch Online. While Capcom's Yoshiaki Hirabayashi declined to comment on Switch 2, many fans, including Kamiya, hopes Nintendo will offer a purchase option for classic games. I'm kind of tired of this argument. I think Nintendo's made their decision. They're not going to listen to them, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, Capcom already sells their collections, right?
Right.
Konami sells their collections. Any company not named Nintendo or Sega, I guess at this point, like, sell their collections.
Right, and even within that collection for games that never came to America or whatever, that's
Yeah.
part of the collection. They're selling it.
Yeah.
They
I
can
mean,
make money.
even Sega has that Sega Genesis collection, right? So
Yeah.
like,
And that shoot, they've been selling that since what, the Sega set? Heck, they've been selling that since the Dreamcast.
yeah. So I mean, I think they've been selling it technically since the Sega Channel.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know. I think this argument is old and dumb, and I think Nintendo's made up their mind. What would be cool though is if they brought a WiiWare style thing back. Although I guess that's just the eShop, right, where people can just kind of publish games however they want. So,
but if they could release those reware games on the shop to sell, to buy,
yeah. Or even the games, like the games that were lost on WiiWare or the DS
Mm-hmm.
or the 3DS, right? That were just exclusive digital games that aren't available anymore. If they could just kind of figure out a way to put those on there, that'd be cool. But like,
Man, I remember there was something about
where's my
the
Dylan's
WiiWare
Rolling Western collection?
There's something about WiiWare. It's just the retro console that it was like almost every week or every 2 weeks, people will put like $10 or $20 on it, because it was the point system thing, and
Yeah.
people would just be buying those games and stuff. And so it's just like, man, I know Xbox had their weird point stuff, but I just remember I'm like, man, it was just like part of your payday was getting video games
Mm-hmm.
on the
Dude,
virtual console.
my Wii U still has an SD card with all my Wii Virtual Console games on it. I
Nice.
don't understand. I don't even know how it's still functioning. Which, as of 6 months ago, it was still functioning because I loaded it up. Took
Hmm.
quite a bit of time to load, but it still functions.
Hey.
So, like, whatever. I'm glad it still functions, but I mean, it's weird. I don't know. You know what would be cool though is if Nintendo would sell like an NES collection for like a physical cartridge with like whatever's on NSO or whatever, like a Nintendo first party NES collection on one cartridge or whatever for $100.
Yeah.
That would be neat. I would bite the bullet for that, right? Like the NES Championship Edition, right? Something like that, like a collector's edition. Maybe it comes with a cartridge or something, like the NES Championship, or the Nintendo World Championships, whatever that game collection was that came out earlier last year. But for like NES and SNES and N60, maybe not N64. Who cares? I don't know. Just give me my Zelda games. Just give me my Fire Emblem games. Just give me my. Well, I guess we are getting the Xenoblade game. So give me my Mist Walker game.
Come on, the last story. Oh, the game that I need.
Yeah, man. I would. All right, our last wrap up story.
Yeah, let's get to
This
that
is
story.
this is the one people are clamoring about online. I don't have anything to say because this stuff happens all the time, so I don't really care. Like in terms of it being out on the black
Mm-hmm.
market in China, not the price tag. It seems that early units of the Nintendo Switch 2 are being sold on the Chinese black market for nearly $40,000, according to a known leaker from the Zaihongshu forums. It's believed that accessory manufacturers are driving demand, hoping to test their products with the actual console instead of the official release. I mean, this has been happening since the PS3 era. Like, remember that footage of people just walking around China with PS3s with no boxes?
Yeah.
Just like the summer before it was even announced, they were walking around. So like, I don't know, man. PS4s, right? Like this has just been happening forever. I don't have any. I know people are like anxious to get this thing in their hands, but like, dude, come on, it's like 3 months away. Relax. uh, just I don't care. I don't have anything to say. I think it's good luck, I guess.
I don't I don't believe it. Um, and I don't think anyone would pay $40,000 to get one for a system that they can't even use or play.
Yeah.
Or anything. Like,
you know what $40,000 would get me, Ed? 2 new cars.
Part of your house paid down.
Pay off like a fifth of my house. I don't know. Groceries for 5 years. I don't know.
40,000 might just get me a house.
I'm telling you, man. It's I don't know. I Yep.
It is what it is. You guys can make your own opinion about that.
Yeah, there's It's like 3 months away, man.
Yeah.
All right, Ed. We really don't have a topic of the week. Mostly because we got stuck on Fire Emblem. We do have an interesting expansion pass coming up though for patrons, so you should check that out.
Yes.
But let's just move into PAK Watch. Upcoming games. Oh shoot, I didn't fill this out. Oh, that's because there wasn't anything interesting this week. That's right. I even turned on my Switch. Here, Ed. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my Switch here. We're going to go to the eShop, and I'm just gonna list the names of the games that are coming out over the course of the next week. Okay, so
Yes.
here
The
we go.
coming soon stuff.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing even real. Nothing even real. So, oh my gosh, come on, eShop. This is one thing that needs fixed on the Switch too, is the eShop loading.
So I will say, I think Stories from Saw, I think that was an unreleased game from Japan that never made it over. Um, I know they have talked about it and advertised it, like on YouTube.
All right,
That's
here,
pretty much it that I could think of.
yeah. Here's what's coming. Okay, Fashion Store Simulator with a clearly AI made box art thing. Learn and Play Collection featuring the Smurfs. Sun Shower. Godzilla Voxel Wars. Pixel Puzzle. Pixel Cross Runes. Runes Factories. This is very clearly based on some sort of Rune Factory ripoff. Stories from Soul, that's the game you just said.
Yeah.
Which is yeah. And then there's Cabernet, which it looks like some sort of weird vampire story driven thing. Exile
does
Resurfaced.
That looks nice. It's a shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Wet Whispers. Anime shift puzzles.
Puzzle Wrestler Story. That's for Josh Martinez.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Real Hentai 5. Great. Anime Dance Off Space Party. Bing in Wonderland.
That looks like
2222 Abyss of the Universe.
Ooh, goodness, this like questionable content.
Yeah, so those are your games that are coming out.
Build Lands. I will say Star of Providence do look to as a shoot 'em up game, vertical.
Yeah.
And
my eShop is struggling to load the dates of any of these things, so I don't really know where to stop. But that's just that these are the things that are coming out this week.
And then Ninja Tyson. I think that's the name. That's for 220.
Mm-hmm.
But Ninja Ison, the Scroll of Dimension. Yeah, Ninjas plus Hyper Action plus Cyberpunk. Cut down everything in your path in the name of revenge, sprinting through glittering neon concrete jungle. You guys can read more of that. Yeah. It's pretty much indie games.
Yeah. Prison Guard Warden Simulator. Go-Kart Mania Discovery Edition. Deep in the Forest. Shadow Forge Chronicles. There's nothing big coming out this week. Next week there's a couple big things, like, the Glover remaster is finally coming, which I know people are excited about that. There's a new Yu-Gi-Oh game coming out, which I know people are excited about that. But we'll get to those games once once we roll around to next week. And then,
Huh.
we start getting into games like the Suikoden HD remastered collection is coming in March, which I know a lot of people are excited for. And then the Lunar collection is coming soon, which I know people are excited for. Xenoblade Chronicles X is next month. So there's a lot of great games coming in March, but like, can't forget Care Bears Unlock the Magic.
Oh no.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, everybody just hold your money for this week. I will
Uh,
say, if you look at the shoot 'em up games, if that interests you guys, do give that one. If you're feeling that,
uh-huh.
do give that one a look. I will say, if check out some of the deals and stuff. I think Neo Fantasia is on sale.
Yeah, it's on sale physically, I know, for $31 on Amazon. So if you want it physically, but digitally, I think it's on sale too for $29.99 or $39.99 or something like that. So
Yeah, Fantasia Neo Dimension. Oh, it's $49.99. So I
yeah,
think if you get the physical, it's on sale.
yeah, it's
It's on a good sale.
$31.99 on Amazon. As of today, I don't know what it's going to be by the time this episode comes out. But by the way, another story we missed, Ed. Not that we missed it,
Yes.
but we didn't talk about it. But did you see that the Lunar collection is exclusive to Amazon and they're not taking pre-orders on it? It's only available the day it comes out.
Wait, what? Where did this news drop?
Earlier this week.
Are you serious?
Yep, the physical edition is Amazon exclusive, and they are not taking pre-orders. The sale will go live the day the game comes out.
Wow.
Yeah, so everybody who wants that, just a heads up.
Excuse me.
So I mean, I do want it. I don't really care about it that much, but I just know Lunar has been a series that's been an extremely valuable series if you have it physically, especially for Saturn. I know they ended up coming out for PlayStation as well, but if you want it physically, you better be hitting F5 on your Amazon browser the day it comes out.
Wow, I wonder how did they snag that exclusive?
Also, this Suikoden 1 and 2 HD collections, I think, is like the pre-orders are very limited, I guess, too. So
I just read a story on Nintendo Life that someone um broke the release date
mhm.
and it's out in the wild.
Yeah. Man, I was kind of interested in that, but like, man, all the like having like all those heroes and stuff like really stresses me out that I don't think I'm going to get it just based on how much it's going to stress me out. Like Fire Emblem has like 15 heroes in your party, and it already stresses me out that I like have to like level them all up and figure out which
Mm-hmm.
ones go, like, it's just like I don't know if I could do it with like 100.
Yeah, the thing about it is that you have to meet a lot of requirements and do a lot of side quests to
Mm-hmm.
even get a lot of those characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a wacky schmacky idea.
Yeah. So I don't care. I'm focusing on other games at the moment. So
Yeah, at least it's available for pre-order on Best Buy. Oh
yeah. So I'm getting this. I'm getting this for my son for his birthday. He loves Bowser Jr.,
oh,
my
nice.
son, and so I'm gonna get him this little Bowser Jr. for his birthday.
Oh, I know Tomb Raider 4 to 6 came out, but I'm waiting to get that one a little bit later.
Oh yeah, that did come out, didn't it?
Yeah,
Was
I
there a
didn't.
special edition for that?
Yeah, they have the triple pack.
Right.
No, not triple. I think triple pack. Yeah, but I just didn't pre-order or anything, so I don't know how it's doing just yet. I wonder if I should wait for a sale like I did for the first one.
Yeah, I'm just
But they said, yeah, but they said it does look good though.
yeah. Okay. I just I want it, but also I remember it went on sale relatively early the last time. So
Okay. Yeah, I think it dropped this Friday also for the Tomb Raider 4 to 6. And I've seen some people pick it up and they're enjoying it. I'm like, that's cool. I just haven't heard anyone talk about 6, and I haven't read any reviews just yet.
yeah, I haven't read any reviews either. Also, you know what's shown up on Amazon recently? Maybe like Amazon is just reading my life everywhere, but all like a lot of the Fire Emblem figures have started showing up on Amazon. Like you know that that Byleth statue that I wanted that was like $300
Yeah.
that you could only get through Good Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's now available on Amazon through the Good Smile store on Amazon. It's also $350. So won't be buying it, but you know, if anybody out there is feeling real
Generous.
generous and wants to buy me something. Although I did pre-order the $37 version of the figure that's quite smaller and does not have like it's just like a figure that stands there. So man, good times, huh?
Yes.
Man, collectibles are just all over the place, man. I there are so many I want, and they're like because I got into like the collectible space late that they're all just way overpriced, which is why I pre-ordered all the Zelda ones from Tears of the Kingdom. So I still want those Xenoblade ones. I still want all these like Fire Emblem ones, but man, they're just so expensive right now. I just don't know what to do. I need more money and less children and less wife.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. Or am I?
You are.
I know. Kids are expensive.
Of course.
It's fine. All right, let's go into NSL or Nintendo Switch Online updates. Nintendo, there's no like new game updates, but there is Nintendo Music updates. Super Mario World and Golden Sun were added to Nintendo Music. So that's awesome. No new trials have been added yet, but yeah. The only kind of real game update, Ed, is that Fortnite's new skin lineup includes the Iron Legion armor sets from Iron Man 3. So you can get those if you want from Fortnite. I didn't really see any other ones. Ender Magnolia got its stability patch for Switch, so that's kind of good, I guess. But other than that, kind of slow. Man, I need to start utilizing the retro games on NSO.
I play them from time to time.
Yeah, I'll man, that's the thing. This year I'm focusing on what I want to play this year. I don't care about new games anymore. Except I do. I don't know why I said that. Not enough time, man.
Look, dude, we got Monster Hunter Wilds, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Expedition 33, South by Midnight. There's some other stuff that's coming to Switch by Nintendo.
I mean, at some point, Professor Layton is coming. Pokemon ZA is coming. Metroid Prime 4 some point, right? So
yes.
Which I wonder if we're gonna get a Nintendo Direct soon.
So
I feel like we should like not. I don't know. I don't think we're going to, but I feel like we should just to finish out like what's coming the rest of the first half of the year for Switch proper.
Yes.
just because like we still don't know release dates for a lot of this stuff.
We we don't. I I
I mean,
wonder.
it's gonna happen this week, right? If it does, like that, when else is it gonna happen?
Yeah, but I wonder. I'm like, will they? Do you think? I'm sorry, everybody, because I'm just like, do you think we get a partners direct or a full blown Nintendo
Well,
direct?
there's enough first party stuff to get a full, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
with
like
with some
there's four,
surprises.
there's
Yeah.
still four first party games that we still don't know release date, or three that we don't know release dates for,
Yes.
plus more information on Xenoblade Chronicles, which I guess we don't need more information on that, but because Nintendo's like Twitter account, every like 2 days they post something about one of the characters in Xenoblade.
Because I know it's because like okay, so Suikoden, like the rematch, those ones, the Capcom All Stars 2
Mhm,
probably will show up. We'll probably get the montage of all the Sega games that got announced from the State of Play that's coming to Switch.
mhm.
Um, I really don't know outside of Metroid Prime, um, 4. We may get Metroid Prime 2, 3 remaster, Shadow Drop for the system, and then later
I mean, that
on
would
you
be the
guys can buy the
that would be
physical.
the that would be the thing, right? Like that's
Yeah,
what. Yeah, I don't know, man.
yeah, because it's just I don't know what a Nintendo Direct this month would look like because Capcom got all of their stuff out. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, you can still show stuff. Like, I mean, Onimusha
yeah, they
two,
can.
Onimusha remastered would be worth showing, right? The two remastered would be worth showing, I think.
Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. Um,
That would
they
be
could
worth
show more of
showing.
that.
Uh, Professor Layton would be worth showing.
Yes, some of the level 5 stuff that got
Room,
delayed.
isn't there a
Could be
new Room
shown.
Factory coming out soon? Like that's worth
Yes,
showing. Like, there's still a lot. Plus like indie games. Plus, they could show some new NSO stuff. They could show.
because
I'm
because
sure they
Corey,
have first party stuff coming, right? Like,
yeah, the,
if they show more Metroid Prime 4
mm,
and they shadow drop 2 and 3, I mean that's 3 games, right? Like that's I mean they
because the
could
physicals,
potentially show a Zelda remaster, potentially. Not I mean I'm not trying to drive hope for one, but like,
right?
there's still potential for those. There's still potential for Star Fox Zero remaster that's been floating around
Mm-hmm.
recently, like, or the Star Fox Grand Prix that's also been off and on
Rumored.
rumored, right? Like, there's still a lot of things that could. Yeah, I don't see why there couldn't be one. It doesn't have to be
I,
45 minutes, but it's not like, you
yeah,
know,
I think I guess I'm wondering that because so many announcements come out. Like, how do you feel that show, and or do you focus literally on this is stuff that you can look forward to in spring and summer with
yeah.
dates?
Yeah, that's what you focus on. Yeah. And like
Okay.
maybe have like one or two announcements in there. Like, they don't have to be major announcements, but like I said, like a Metroid 2 and 3 remaster would be like
Mm-hmm.
the perfect new announcement, right? And then maybe you end on a Zelda remaster, or maybe you end on more Metroid Prime gameplay. All right? Like, maybe you don't have to end on anything massive like a new game or anything, because you have your big announcement in April, right? You have your big announcements in April.
Yes, and that's what I think
So this
what my concern was is that does Nintendo save their stuff for the
Yeah,
April one
I mean,
or
this
do
could be one of their mini directs even, right? Like,
yeah,
it could be 15 or 20 minutes long, and just discuss the things
David
that are
X
coming,
forgot
you know?
David X Machina 2, Dragon Quest 12 because like I said
Yeah, I mean,
Dragon Quest 12.
not even Dragon Quest 12, the 1 and 2 HD remasters that were
Yes,
announced already. You could show those.
yes,
Like, there's
so
enough to, and this would actually be a great expansion pass topic, but but also, like, if there is one this week, it would be irrelevant by the time it reached free
mm.
users. So I mean, maybe not, but uh
So should we? if there is one, should there be just don't expect anything. Kind of like be surprised, even though we're getting a show. Just be surprised of what they show.
Yeah.
Like your expectations should be like first party releases with dates that
Hmm.
haven't been dated.
Or
Um,
you know what else they could end on seriously is like whatever other than Mario Kart, whatever their big game for Switch 2 is, just
yes.
like a small teaser for it and say find out more in April. Like
Okay. Yeah.
that could
That I
be
agree.
their they could end on something like that, you know. Or even if it is Mario Kart, like you could find out more about the new Mario Kart in April for Switch 2.
Yes.
I mean, they could totally just do that. You know, it does like it could be 20 minutes long about the games you can play for the rest of the first half of the year. Maybe
Hmm.
some sprinkled into the second half of like maybe they have remasters coming. You know, we said this is the Switch 1 is now the perfect remaster machine to keep supporting that console.
Yeah.
Keep bringing those Wii, GameCube, DS remasters, just keep pumping them out for the next 12 to 18 months for the Switch 1 because they're also available on Switch 2. And then, you know, you focus on the remasters with companies like Grezzo and Panic Button and you know, Virtuous and all these other companies. The other company that they bought that's based in Florida. Remember, they bought a remaster
Yeah.
company that's based in Florida. Like,
Yeah.
focus on remasters to kind of end the Switch's life cycle, right?
Hmm.
And then focus all your first party studios on Switch 2 content. I think that would be the perfect way to end the Switch's life cycle.
Because you got like third party, like Marvelous,
Mm-hmm.
Playism. Like you got all of those companies too who can
Yeah.
announce games and
Mm-hmm.
everything. You also got even Val because could
I
announce.
mean,
I guess.
even
Oh, go
like
ahead.
you could show like you know that that rumor that was floating around today that the remaster of Yeast 3, which is the one that's not available on Switch, is coming. You could show that.
Remember,
You could show
Memories of Credit. Yeah,
yeah,
I just seen that one.
yeah, and, or like you know tr- uh that Trails in the
Just.
Sky first. Let you know that's coming. You could show that because that hasn't been
Mm-hmm.
shown off yet. You could, or I mean, it was, but like you could show more of that. You could announce a release date for that. Maybe you could announce the second one since they're kind of pumping those out twice a year
Yeah,
now.
because Trails of Daybreak 2 just came out, I think,
Yeah,
or the first, or yeah, one of them
yeah,
came out.
yeah.
Um, Goodness,
So like,
like, and then this is see, Sega's on a roll of killing
mhm.
the game.
I
Like
mean,
they
you
got
yeah,
so much content in games and stuff, and so they want to be like you said, Switch One is now the time for remasters. If we see Skies of Arcadia,
well,
that should be
that
the first
too.
remix because like you could Sega could drop that right now,
Sega could
but
do exactly what Nintendo is doing with GameCube and Wii remasters, and they could start
because
remastering Dreamcast games for Switch,
people
and
going
people would go nuts.
people would buy the physical because of the box art just itself.
Yeah.
Like the box art for a Skies of Arcadia, as simple as it is, they could reanimate that, like do hand draw it like anime style, and people would buy it.
Hmm. Plus, like you know, we were talking about. I mean, there's been a rumored remaster of a Fire Emblem game coming this year too. Like they could announce that.
Yes.
You know, even if it is like the Fates remaster, right? Which has been the rumor ever since the 3DS store went down because you can't buy Revelations anymore, which is the third chapter of that or the third potential story path, right?
Hmm.
Like you can't find that anywhere unless you buy the collector's edition, which is like extremely expensive at this point. So like that would be a perfect remaster, right? Probably wouldn't
Yes.
cost a ton of money to do. Um, Expectations wouldn't be very high. You know, it would you know, appease the Fire Emblem fans who haven't gotten a game in 2 years.
Hmm.
I think, you know, I think that would be great.
And
Um,
intelligence system probably is working on something,
oh,
but
I'm
to
sure.
feel that, huh?
I'm sure.
So to feel something, yeah, they could do that. Everybody just to call this as our banter of the week, might as well, in a
Oh,
sense,
yeah.
or topic of
Well,
the
I
week, I
mean,
should
there
say.
was a banter last week. Will there be a Nintendo Direct in February? So I guess we could just point that out. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think there is potentially enough to fill a 20-25 minute direct.
Mm-hmm.
Every direct doesn't need to be a 45-minute spectacle, right?
Right.
Which they all haven't been. I mean, remember the when they first started doing them, like sometimes they were like 15 or 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So like why not, you know? At the
When they was
very
trying.
least, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. At the very least, we could possibly get like one of those game specific directs for Xenoblade.
Oh yeah. I would expect the Zen if they're gonna do direct this week and Xenoblade is gonna be in it. I think it's gonna be the breakdown of what they added, like with the new lands, the new islands, and and
Mhm.
stuff, and give a good breakdown before the game comes out. Because Nintendo soon is gonna go into hardcore marketing for Xenoblade Chronicles X. you
Mhm.
know and maybe there is a special edition we don't know yet or anything, but like that's when Nintendo get into marketing mode, they're going to get into marketing mode. They was it Yoshi, it was some game that they just some old game that was on Switch that they talked about for one of, not, I think it was no, it wasn't yesterday for Valentine's Day, it was for something, um some kind of holiday, and they were just like they had a game connected to it. I'm like, ooh, this game is old, but Nintendo still uses their
Mm.
games to market stuff
I
and
mean,
celebrate.
I when we're watching stuff like on kids channels, like for my kids, like
Mm-hmm.
Switch stuff is on there all the time, and it's like they're still marketing Mario Kart in those commercials. Like one of the commercials is literally like Nintendo Switch, home of Mario and friends, and they're literally showing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder, and like Mario Party. Those are the games
Yes.
they're showing. I'm like, all of these games except for one came out at 2 to 5, 6, 7 years ago. I mean, in terms of Mario Kart 8, like 11 years ago. so, uh, so like Nintendo is still marketing things regardless. They know where the stuff fits, right? Kids don't
Mm-hmm.
care. Like kids don't care when things come out, right? Like, uh, I mean, my daughter, right? Like my daughter is like she's in a weird place where like she wants to like games, but she's not very good at it. I good at them, which I mean, what who cares, right? She's 6, but like she gets frustrated when she's not good at them. So like she doesn't want to play them, but she loves watching me and even my son play them or try to play with us. Like
Yes.
she likes Mario Party, like those types of games she likes, and Mario Kart because you can turn the helpers on. But like she loves Princess Peach and she loves Zelda and she loves looking at the amiibo and um she has a little Rosalina doll that she carries around with her, and like Nintendo is so much more than games to my kids at this point, you know? Like it is about the Mario movie. It is about the toys and the things that you
Mm-hmm.
can do outside of the games. It's the same effect that Sonic has now, right? Like kids love Sonic because of the movie and the Netflix show and stuff. Like I told you, my one nephew didn't even know Sonic started as a game series. He thought the games were based off the movies. So
Oh
like,
wow.
I mean he's 9, right? I mean
Nice.
it's not like he's like 25 or anything, but like, it's just these companies have so much to do outside of the game. Like these characters have so much outside of the games at this point that like sometimes the games are like the secondary entry point,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I think is what Nintendo was aiming for with like the theme parks and the Mario movie, right? Like these are entry points for players to enter the Nintendo universe that hopefully they'll go buy a Switch and play our games, or fans of the games can come check out our theme park because we finally did something outside of games. You know, it,
I
it's
want
it's so interesting to see. I know people give Nintendo a lot of crap, and I know we kind of have in the past too, right? Because like we're so impatient about give us what's the next thing, what's the newest thing, what's the
yeah.
thing we can kind of grab onto to be like, okay, this is what's next from Nintendo. But Nintendo has done like they for so long they have not veered from their mission to do things a certain way, right?
Yes.
Where like sometimes I feel like obviously some of these other companies, I mean we're seeing it with Sony right now with their live service debacle of like chasing trends and they feel like they have to do something so they're trying to force it. And Nintendo has done all this stuff without forcing anything. You know,
Right.
I mean, we were talking about Fire Emblem Heroes has made $1.3 billion without even trying, you know.
Exactly.
Mario Kart Tour has made a lot of money without even trying. These are their live service games. Or like Splatoon 3 is like a massive
That's
hit.
what you. That's one of the things you said for me. You had an idea for how Nintendo could do live service.
Yeah, and we'll do that as like an expansion pass at maybe after we record this because we still need to do one for this week. But
Yeah.
um, Nintendo the way Nintendo has just kind of naturally and organically done all of this stuff while everybody else is trying so hard to find their way into this stuff. And the movie stuff, Sony has kind of found their way a little bit success a little bit with like the Uncharted movie was okay, right? Like it was I enjoyed it because it's dumb Indiana Jones whatever.
Popcorn.
But and people love The Last of Us, right? And whatever else they're doing. I don't know what else they're doing. I
Ratchet
know
and Clank. But I fell asleep on that one.
yeah. But the Nintendo and Microsoft is just a mess no matter which way you spin it. But like Nintendo's just organically found their way and the right way to do the things that they want to do to the point where like they're more successful than any of these other companies will ever be forcing it.
Yeah.
So
Once again, they said when they decided to do stuff their own way, and look how it turned out.
yeah. So I mean, I don't
Which
really. Go ahead. Sorry.
it just reminds me of the Legend of Zelda movie. Like I know it's been quiet on that front. We haven't got any updates. I wonder would that be something that they'll be talking about this year? In one of their
Yeah.
directs, like Miyamoto coming out and saying something.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, I guess we just wait to see if there is a direct. Hopefully everybody we could get a direct recap out for you and talk about the games. I'm going to be excited to see what they say. I think my concern was just like what can they show? Is once again with the Nintendo Direct, they're always unexpected. But I'm with this one with so many announcements with Sony and Xbox having their showcases and everything, and with the April 2nd Direct coming out, it's just like I don't. I'm really puzzled on what they could show, what could be the possibilities, without trying to I guess affect the second for
Yeah.
Nintendo. So like there is a lot of possibilities, and like you said, a 25-minute direct. I think if we as long as we get dates and games, I think we should be fine. We should be good. Like it doesn't have to be spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I think I I mean I don't know if we'll get one, but I mean
Mm.
it would make sense. Like they have enough, even if they don't announce anything, enough to do a small one. So
Before we wrap it up and everything, Corey, I just want to ask you: do you think Xbox could get that last final game, like
mm,
special game?
no, no, I do think Microsoft would show things
Mm-hmm.
um for Nintendo, but I don't think they're going to show anything until after the Switch 2 is announced. because I think Nintendo wants to control that message as much as possible before
Mm-hmm.
anybody else announces things.
Because I was just wondering, I'm just like, man, what if Xbox just got that one more thing, and just for the fun of it, be like, right now you can play Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. I would be
I
like,
mean, games like that would be cool to see on Switch, but like, you know,
like how it was suck because I can't call you because you'll be out of town. But I'll be like, we need to text each other once you see the director, you get a chance.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I also am wondering how they're gonna like differentiate how. I mean, they'll just say this is a Switch 2 game or a Switch game, but
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, how are they gonna make that messaging clear of like this is a Switch 2 game and this is a Switch 1 game? You know, I mean, they I know they have smarter people than us doing that stuff, but that's the kind of stuff that interests me too as we move forward. Is like until the Switch 2 or until the Nintendo Switch is like, you know, off the market, like
Yeah.
how to, you know, how are they gonna say, you know, what are they gonna have little logos in the corner of the screen saying this is this game can be played on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, you know? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Corey, we're gonna get into final thoughts then. For me, I'm excited if they do show a Nintendo Direct. I'm more excited for the games that just me and you are playing right now, and pretty much everybody on Boss Rush or anywhere and stuff. You know, like I said earlier, we're kind of in our sim strategy era or mood of gaming. And I'm super excited for the games that's coming for the rest of the spring. So my final thought is, yes, there are no games to look forward to this week on the eShop. But if there is a sale that's on it, look into it. Also, shout out to Nindy Nation. Actually go check out his YouTube page, subscribe, follow him for a lot of Nindy games that are on sale. He has some good recommendations. So if you don't find anything on the eShop this week that fits your fancy, Nindy definitely could help you find some good indie games on the console. And if there's some good sales that's on it on the eShop, do pick some up. That's my final thought. Corey.
Yeah. I mean, the last like the last couple weeks after, I mean, since the bosses have been done, really, I've just been kind of like, what do I want to do this year in terms of games? And you know, I think I've kind of made a list of series that I kind of want to play through this year, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
if they're new or not. And like, you know, Fire Emblem was added to that list kind of instantly, but you know, I mean, like I said, I still want to play through Xenoblade. I still want to play through a lot of the Zelda stuff. I still want to play through some of the older like uh you know, like the NSO stuff that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's just a lot of stuff that I kind of want to go through and get through. Like Metroid Prime is on that list, especially if 2 and 3 get shadow dropped, because like I never beat 2 or 3. Because like I don't know why. I just 2 was fun, 3 was not, in my opinion, uh, because of the Wii. But I just I don't know. I want to try to get through a lot of stuff this year. And I know like the Switch 2 is coming, and I want to focus on those games too. But outside of those games coming to Switch 2, like I really just want to kind of clean up some series that I really love and haven't played through the entire series of yet. So even if the games are bad, I'm going to try to suffer through some of them. Like Skyward Sword is on that list.
Oh.
You know, so I do want to play through that at some point. It's just I don't know. I love the story, but man, the controls are bad. can't get over the controls. And so like I don't know if I should play motion controls or if I should just like play with the normal control, like the controller controls, and just suffer through that way. I don't know, man. Anyways, that was long for a final thought, but I want to get through some of these series that I've been saying I want to get through for years at this point. So,
well, we're gonna head out, everybody, for this episode. One more thing, Corey, and everybody listening. Gamer Looks at 40, Final Fantasy 7. I am on the latest episode, so do go check that out. I have more sections in here so you can hear my thoughts about Cloud, Tifa, and more, and everything. So do check that out. Gamer Looks at 40. We're doing Final Fantasy 7. I believe this is part 5, so you guys can go listen to that episode that is out. But thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Pop Block. You can catch new episodes Monday on your podcast service of choice, on YouTube, or on our free Patreon tier. Remember, if you're watching the video, subscribe on YouTube, like the video, and leave a comment. If you're listening, leave us a rating and a nice review. Get the show ad-free along with other perks like early access to Expansion Pass, Video Game Book Club, become a Patreon producer, exclusive content, and more by heading to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Follow us at Boss Rush Network and at Pop Block Podcast on all major social media platforms, including Blue Sky. And find all of our content, including reviews, daily banters, features, and more on our website at bossrush.net. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo.
Goodbye.
Woo-hoo.
Wow. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.